Hello, and welcome to the Mild Noisy Guys podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Matt.
And I'm Andrew.
We're back. Part 2.
Yep.
We literally, when we mean part 2, like
Second attempt at
second
this episode.
attempt. This wonderful free open source software decided to open source and not work. But we caught it early. I only rambled on for like 6 minutes.
It's not bad.
It's not bad. Yeah. So, to recap, went to another FC Dallas game. Didn't get tickets from Buck, but $25 a ticket to sit second row. Me, Landry, and my brother. So, it was cool. I don't like sitting down that low. I just don't. I don't know. Don't like. I can't see anything too close. Landry loved it because he was close to the players and you could hear everything. And adults don't play nice and don't talk nice to other adults on the soccer field or any professional field. So
he probably didn't learn anything new, though.
No, he didn't. No, he may.
The Rizzler knows all the bad words.
Yeah, he does. Unfortunately, thanks to his mom. But yeah, so I got a greatest day ever, Dad, on the way out. But Uncle Ben was there, and Uncle Ben can do no wrong.
Uncle Ben contributed to that greatest day ever.
Yeah. So
that is such an awesome thing to hear. That my kid will say that every time, a few times, and it's just like a fist bump to myself.
Yeah, it was good. We ate before. We stopped in Highland Park and ate at this place. I think it's called Slider and Blues. It's like right off the SMU campus. They serve pizza and burgers, smash burgers and pizza, and I'm not over-exaggerating. And it may be because, I'm not eating like trash anymore. It might have been the best burger I've ever had.
Damn, really?
It was so good. It was double meat because it's a smash burger, so you got to double meat it.
That's what she said.
It was really good. And their fries, their only fry option is curly fries.
That's the only
seasoned curly fries,
dude. I was gonna say if they're seasoned,
bro.
That's it. That's all you need.
That's all I need. Like it was pizza and burgers.
Did you get like a slice, a burger, and some fries?
Ben got the double meat smash burger with fries, and I got a cheese pizza because it's only cheese or pepperoni, and we split. So half a burger and a couple or 2 or 3 slices of pizza.
That's smart.
It was more than what I needed. I mean, I stuffed myself. I ate too much, but it was really good.
Well, I'm never in that area, but if I am, I'll
take
to go
you up
there.
I'll take you up there.
Okay.
No,
we'll see.
I'll take you up there.
He's not gonna take me up there.
I will.
I'm never gonna go.
I will. I'll go back. Oh,
we'll see. No, that's incomplete pass.
We are going to be distracted because we're watching Virginia Tech in Miami.
Take me back to 1999.
Yeah, this would have been awesome.
Let's put this game on. 99 through like 04. This is the game.
Yeah. So, Miami's back though. I think maybe they got a good quarterback, Cam Ward.
Yeah. He's 3 turnovers tonight.
He's good. Well, he's really good at football, and then it showed his stats. He's like 3 turnovers.
It was like an 80-yard interception return. But Virginia Tech has probably one of the coolest player or team intros in the
Inner Sandman.
Yeah, they play Inner Sandman, and all the people lose their fucking minds. It's so fucking
goosebumps.
If you haven't seen it, just Google Virginia Tech Sandman. Enter the Sandman.
Yeah.
And it's 5 minutes of just pure chaos and energy. It's pretty fun.
My favorite.
It's pretty
cool. There's been these videos going around of Brits reacting to college football atmospheres.
Oh, it's just nuts,
bro.
Well, they're in that soccer atmosphere.
Yeah, but
crazy.
They're like, this is nuts. They see 100,000 in the big house and they're like, this is insanity.
Yeah, and that's why I say I like college football more than the NFL, because you get atmospheres like this and 100-year rivalries and just cool. I don't know, just cooler atmosphere and just a better game. Well, not a better game. I shouldn't say that because the athletes aren't as good, but I don't know the point I'm trying to make. I like college football.
I like it too. I'm interested to see how the money is going to change.
Oh, it's going to ruin it.
And you've already seen it start this week. There was a quarterback for UNLV who's got them off to a 3-0 start. He decided, I'm not going to play anymore because you aren't fulfilling the NIL deal that you said you were going to give me, and so I'm out.
A little bitch.
Yeah, so it's already
who's
starting.
Who's going to want to bring that guy in now if they show that unless you fork up the most money, he's not even going to play for you?
And that's what people are saying. He's not an NFL level prospect.
Yeah.
He's a kid who went to some small college and then transferred into UNLV and got him 3-0. And
that's a really
now
selfish and stupid decision, because if I'm a college football coach and I'm all about discipline and building a team and chemistry, who's going to want to bring that guy in, knowing that unless you put the money in his pocket, he's just going to quit on your team.
And that's another thing is, like, you know, you got these guys coming in and out 1 year here, 1 year there. Like, I think building chemistry and stuff is probably going by the wayside.
Yeah, I was thinking that the other day, like back, especially with football in college, is when you bring in like a class, like a freshman class, and by their junior or sophomore, junior year, you're like, oh, these guys are special.
Yeah.
And by their senior year, you're like national championship.
If they're around, you know, if those
Well, yeah,
top
I'm
guys
talking about 20 plus years ago, 20, 30, 40 years ago, you could develop a team by your class that you brought in.
Isn't it crazy? 20 plus years ago, it was like 2004.
Yeah, when I think that, I'm thinking like
1980.
The early 90s.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I was actually like an upperclassman in high school. You were a senior.
Yep.
God, 20 years ago. Did we talk about your high school reunion? Have you gotten like informed on that, or is it every 20, 25, or what?
I think it's maybe, I don't know. I don't care.
Yeah, I made a comment the other day. I was like, my 20-year reunion's coming up, and I cannot wait to not go.
Yeah,
I
don't.
I asked Claire about it. She's like, I have no desire whatsoever to go. I was like, great, me too.
Me neither.
We'll never talk about it again.
Me neither. I'm going to bring up one more food-related item, because I had some food that kind of, I've never had it before, and I was always curious, and I've never had it, and I finally tried it, and I'm hooked. It's Indian food.
I've always wanted to try Indian food, but just not made on the streets in India.
Right. So at work, and I've always heard this dish was the dish to dip your toes in the water.
That sounds very Indian of you.
Sorry.
Then use that water to cook with.
It's a good beginner food, like, you know.
I got you.
You know, just try it out. So he had ordered in some butter chicken, and it smelled so damn good.
I've heard of that. I think that's what I saw a guy like eating before he like made a video.
It smelled so good, dude, and I was like, oh, I got to try it. So a couple days later, it's a Sunday, and we're at HEB buying groceries for the week, and it was one of those nights where it was kind of getting later, and we didn't really want to cook. So sometimes we do this where we're like, hey, you grab whatever you want to eat, like kind of frozen meal quick. I'll grab what I want, and we'll just pop stuff in the oven, whatever we want to eat.
No, I do that.
HEB had a butter chicken in the frozen section, so I tried it, not knowing that it would probably not be a actual representation or an accurate representation
like authentic dish
of what you'd get, in a restaurant, bro. It was so fucking good.
No way,
dude. It was so good. And so the next night, Lauren was at work, and I came home, and I usually cook my dinner, and I burnt it.
I like burnt food's pretty good though.
No, I burnt hamburger meat.
Oh.
I put taco seasoning on it, and I was gonna make like little taco bowls. And we have the little ceramic burners, the electric like ceramic burners, not the coil, but little flat burners that turn red.
Yeah, we got that.
Yeah, I hate them. So I'd cook the meat, put the seasoning in it, the water, let it simmer down. I turned it off. Dummy me, I should have moved it off the heat, dude. It scorched the bottom. Like, I went back to get my keys because I had to run and get Landry. So I went back and got my keys and my wallet, and when I was coming back toward the kitchen, I smelled it. I was like, oh, fuck. So Aldi had chicken tikka masala in like the pre-made, like, kind of box dinners over in like the cold section. Grabbed that, brought it home. That shit was good.
I don't even know what that is.
Chicken tiki marsala. It's like another, and I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right. It's another like Indian dish, like a very traditional, like I guess one of the most popular, famous ones. Another one that's good, like to just try, see if you like it. So I had 2 back-to-back days, and I think I'm hooked on Indian food. At least those 2 dishes.
Well, it's good that you can get at your local grocery store because there's like no Indian restaurants around here.
And so I was like Googling and like watching YouTube videos on like best Indian spots in Dallas. So maybe this weekend, it's gonna be bad for my diet. Cross another milestone, 45 pounds down.
That's awesome, dude. I'm impressed. Well, that works. That'll work.
So it's gonna be bad for that, but
you got your one day to do what you want.
Yeah, and you got to do that, or it just gets monotonous, and you end up hating yourself. And you got to have that one meal, like I did, last Saturday. I had my one meal, and
last Saturday?
burger place with.
That was for the FC
that
Dallas
was
game.
before the FC Dallas game. So yeah, Indian food, recommend.
I'll try it sometime. Only thing I've really been up to last weekend, they had like a ladies' night with my mom, both my sisters, my niece, Claire, Elizabeth. They all went to Waco for like some. It was like at a, I don't know if it was like some indoor convention center.
Waco?
Yeah, it was like a Christmas themed shopping event.
Oh, it's like a Christmas market.
Yeah, it was a Christmas market.
Yeah.
And Claire agreed to go, and then of course immediately regretted it until the day came. But they were like, Ellie was excited because they got a hotel room.
Oh, nice.
So they were all gone. And I was like, my dad was like, well, you'll come over to my house. He'll be by himself, and I'll have Owen. So we're gonna have like a boys night.
Yeah.
I had all these plans, right? I was like, yeah, I'm gonna replace my spark plugs. I'm gonna change my oil. I'm gonna rotate my tires.
Man,
we're gonna do some guy shit, you know. We're just gonna So I got there. We ordered hamburgers. Off to a good start. And then it was around Owen's nap time, and I was telling my dad I'm gonna go lay down with Owen. So he laid down with me. So my dad did. So it's like my dad, Owen, and me. We're all like in this big bed. Before I know it, like I'm asleep. 3 hours later, my dad wakes me up. Owen's still asleep, but my dad's like, "Hey, I changed your spark plugs and pretty much did everything I was gonna do. Made me look like a little bitch." He's like, "Yeah, you've been taking a nap for like 3 hours."
He's just taking care of his son.
Well, he just did the spark plugs. I told him I'll do the other stuff later. Like oil change, I usually go somewhere because I got a coupon. But yeah, I ended up sleeping through like half the day.
You needed it. You probably
that's
needed
what I told
it.
myself. So I just hung out. We just hung out at the house for like the rest of the day, the rest of the night, and then Owen slept with my dad in his bed. They went to bed at like early at like 9 o'clock, and I just ate a couple gummies and stayed up and watched Jaws.
Hell yeah!
All by myself and like in a dark living room at my parents' house. Had
Hell
a good
yeah.
time.
So that's your childhood home, right?
No, they moved.
Oh, they did.
That was we moved from Lancaster to Red Oak, and now they're in Ennis.
Oh,
and I don't know why that's
yeah.
so fucking lame of them to buy that house. My dad
Probably.
hates that house.
Oh, he does.
It's a bigger house than they had.
It was probably cheaper.
No. He was able to sell the house in Red Oak for pretty much paid off. It was like 4 times what he paid for, you know.
Yeah.
And he paid it for under $100,000. They got like 4
Jeez.
something. Yeah, when they moved into that house, this is what I told Claire. When my parents were our age, they moved into a brand new house that they had built, 3 bedroom, 2 bath, 2-car garage on an acre for $99,000, and then they sold that house for like $400,000.
Makes me sick, dude.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Makes
so
me
people are
sick.
talking about like times have changed.
And I don't know what your parents did, but people back then were, if you made 50 grand, bro, you were living good.
Yeah.
You were living good.
If you were a tire salesman at Jiffy Lube, you were paying off your mortgage in 15 years.
Yeah, and we've talked about it. Like my dad's dad, this was in the 60s, 50s and 60s. 7 kids, a wife who did. I don't know if my grandma worked or not, but he worked at a grocery store.
Took care of everybody. That's crazy.
Everybody. Al Bundy sold shoes. Look at the house he had.
Yeah.
Shit.
They make the joke about Homer Simpson, like, because he has a big house, wife stays at home.
Mm-hmm.
He has a good job, but he has like barely has a high school education.
Yeah.
He like dumbed his way into a job, takes care of his kids.
Yep.
But the only other thing, I had this terrifying event with Owen actually that scared the shit out of me. So last Saturday, while they were in Waco, so it was like the day after or before I went to my parents' house. We got up, I got him settled, we had breakfast, he was watching something, so I stepped outside for a cigarette, which shouldn't have done. And I come back in, and he's like nowhere to be seen.
Oh,
like
shit.
the iPad's like sitting on the couch where he just was, and I'm like terrified. I'm like looking around, I'm like calling his name. I go to his room, I check the bathroom, I go to our room, I go to Ellie's room, and then I look at the front door, and the front door is unlocked. It's shut, but the door's unlocked, and like my stomach just like fell down to my balls. And I open the door, and I'm like looking around the front yard, like terrified, and I'm literally running across the house, going back to room, and I finally start yelling his name, and then that little shithead starts giggling from behind the curtains.
Oh my god!
So he's at the stage where he just loves to hide. Any chance he gets, he takes it as an opportunity to hide from you. But I thought he walked out the in like 3 seconds. I came to the conclusion that he walked outside the door, and he's now like on Marvin walking across the street.
Yeah.
And I was like about to grab my keys and about to leave the fucking house. But yeah, I was like, I screamed his name, and like the 3rd time, I just hear like a giggle and the curtains move, and I'm like, Oh my god! Like I just felt like all my hair stood up, and I just sat down next to him and just like held him for like 5 minutes, and I was like, "Buddy," he's like, "You got me so good." It's like I was scared, Owen. Like you got me really good. And he's like, "I got you, I got you." I was like, "You got me so good." Like I almost had a heart attack, buddy. That was a good one.
Yeah, I want to say Landry did something similar when he was around Owen's age. Dude, I've been there.
It's terrifying because, like I said, that we have a latch for the door that he obviously couldn't reach. But I was like, well, the girls left, and they obviously didn't lock the door. And I'm like, could he have turned the knob? But afterwards, I was thinking about it. And if a kid opens the door and walks out, he's not taking the time to close the door.
Right.
I felt like the door would have been open, and that's when I was like, okay, that should be my first clue. But it was like 90 seconds of just pure panic.
You're not thinking that way.
Last thing, tomorrow's my mom's birthday. Shout out my mom.
Happy birthday,
to the funniest person I've ever met.
Shout out. Hey, we got news desk. We weren't lazy bastards. We got news desk.
Is that my cue?
Yeah. Now I'm super scared to do this based on what just happened because I feel like I need to watch this screen at all times to make sure the recording's still going.
Oh, is it? We're still good?
We're still good. But I'm gonna do this. You know what? Maybe Mr. IT guy over here, maybe I can work some magic and do this. Live. Okay. So.
Yeah.
When was the last time you bought baby oil?
Well, apparently they're out of stock everywhere I go, so it's been a while.
And we're referring to Diddy, of course.
Child, please.
He's in some shit.
Diddy's a freak.
Dude.
And it's okay to be a freak. Like there's no law against it.
But you can't do this.
Yeah, but that's what everybody was saying. Like, well, what do you do? Like, he's just being a freak, right? And I'm like, dude, they wouldn't arrest him if he was just, like, sexually active. Yeah. I was like, it's like human trafficking and, like, underage stuff. Like, I don't know the whole extent of, like, his rap sheet, but I'm like, I don't think there'd be this much smoke if there wasn't some fire. So,
no,
just letting it play out.
You know, and it doesn't help that you fled to a
non-extradition country. That's what I said. Like, there's nothing illegal about it, but there's nothing that says you're guilty more than fleeing to a non-extradition country.
All right. I don't know. Okay, they have this timeline backwards.
Well, that's a stupid way to do a timeline.
Yeah, so I'm going to scroll down and up. I don't know if I want to go all the way down. So basically, he's got, I don't know, how many counts? Like 27, 28?
That sounds about right.
He was having freak-off parties. So essentially what he was doing, he was trafficking in sex workers.
That's illegal.
They were having days-long, like, orgies and sex acts.
That's what I heard.
He was drugging them to keep them compliant.
That's illegal.
And that was words used in the indictment, and that's terrifying.
Yep, that's
terrifying. Apparently, he's got hours and hours and days and days and days of footage of everything that went on. And there's politicians, athletes,
that's what I heard.
Celebrities that
I heard
are
it's
all
basically like the Epstein, where I mean that's probably the smartest thing Epstein did was just record everybody, so he could be like, look, you wanna fuck with me? You wanna go against me? We'll just put this out there.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, I'm ready for all the names because I was talking to my buddy at work. You know, I was like, I don't give a shit if the names come out because you know what? My name's not on it. Your name's not on it.
Yeah.
I've done nothing wrong, so let all the assholes who were being creepy and doing illegal stuff and trafficking women and minors, let it all come out because it doesn't affect me at all.
Yep. So they found over 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lube.
Okay. Nothing illegal about it, but it's really fucking weird.
They found, and this is very, very odd that it's this exact.
I love the exact
784.
784 dildos. Man.
Yeah. And I want to say somebody wrote like, they described it as like penile shaped objects. I'm like, just call it what it is. They're dildos.
That's a dildo. Come on.
Now, I don't know if this is like trending toward like internet hoax or internet, like lore hoax territory, but one of them apparently had Caleb Williams' name written on it.
It could be all bullshit, but I could also see it.
If you pair that with his whole deal with I don't know, the fingernail painting and the way Bernie snoring.
Dog snoring.
Bernie snoring.
I can hear it over here.
Bernie snoring. What else? There were like 3 CEOs of like major corporations that resigned, like right around the time that this all came out, right before all this came out.
Yeah, they probably got those golden parachute severance packages, so they're gonna make tens of millions of dollars to just piece out after doing all this illegal, creepy shit.
So, and you know the whole thing with Bieber, like he was like trying to get Bieber like for years.
Oh, I bet that was the one that got away.
Yeah, he was trying to get Bieber for years.
You know, he probably fucked Usher.
And
well, the whole making the band was just a feeding ground for him.
Yeah, well, apparently Meek Mill was like, somebody walked in and like Meek Mill was like sitting on his lap, and Diddy was just like fucking stroking him like a cat.
Stroking his hair?
Yeah, and he was sitting on him. Ooh. Yeah, and like he was like.
So those who couldn't see that, Matt showed a penis going into a butthole image right there with his finger. That's what he was doing.
Yeah, and it's just all these people coming out, and
literally,
and now Jennifer Lopez is apparently involved. Like she should be indicted.
Okay, again, doesn't affect me at all, so I don't give a shit.
No. And,
let all those people who
now,
did these things get indicted.
Now it's getting wild. Like apparently Diddy was pulling strings like in the hip hop industry for years. Like apparently he was involved with the Tupac hit, which
is going deep,
dude.
Like 30 years.
And I guess
back.
I didn't realize like he was around or like relevant then. But
oh yeah, he was the producer for Biggie.
Yeah,
they came up together.
Yeah, so fucking weird, dude.
I mean, at least I could say I was never a Diddy fan. Like. If it come out that like Willie Nelson was doing all this, I'd be devastated.
You'd be crushed.
Yeah, I'd be like, he seems like such a great guy. Like I could have never predicted this, but it's like P Diddy. It's like I don't give a shit. Yeah, throw him put him on suicide watch.
You know, after Epstein, I was like, there's no way there's anything bigger than this. And then Diddy, what's going to be the next one?
Who knows? I mean, nobody would have predicted Diddy outside of the circle that probably knew about it. So I bet whoever it is right now is probably trying to clamp down on whatever that. Oh, that's a touchdown.
Jesus, this game has been fucking wild, dude.
We're gonna give random Virginia Tech Miami updates as the night goes on.
That kid looks 12 years old.
Yes, he does.
His name is Aiden.
I hate it.
You just got owned by a dude named Aiden. He's 112 pounds.
Soaking wet. Yeah.
ACC football, baby. Yeah, it's like what happens when Ernie lock it up, dude. It's what happens when you just have so much money and
that's what I was going to say. It's just money and power. And so you just want the next step from that. Like, what's that? The whole controlling people.
Yeah,
like,
you've got
importing them and owning them and having freak offs and drugging them.
And you've already got this perversion and this perverted mind. And then you've got more money than you know what to do with. And then, all of a sudden laws and rules don't apply.
Yeah.
It just,
that's probably what it blurred the lines of like, not only reality, but like laws and like you said, like right and wrong. And it's like, what does he care? He's probably had the mindset that I'm too big to ever get caught.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I wish the worst for him and everyone involved.
Me too. Okay, so I was trying to find this other story. And again, I may have fallen victim to social media and not just knowing what's fucking real and fake news, but I initially read a story where this telescope had picked up this square-shaped object.
Like
millions of miles away.
Self-propelled or?
I don't know. It was a square-shaped object that was hundreds of light years away. And then when they found it, it fucking course-corrected and started coming towards Earth.
Oh, that's fucking scary. It's as if they made contact and they're like, let's check this out.
Yeah, so I can't find that one. But I did find this article that says, this is from about a month ago, speeding space object triggered a warning. It wasn't an asteroid. And the quote says, hurtling towards Earth. The European Space Agency revealed that on July 6th, the automated systems that sleuth the skies for potentially hazardous objects like asteroids sent out a warning. Quote, the object estimated at around 50 meters or 164 feet in freedom units in diameter was spotted.
Units?
Yeah, because
we don't do American stat. Yeah. We measure in freedom.
164 eagles. Was spotted hurtling towards Earth on a path that would take it uncomfortably close to the moon and our planet. You want to take a guess on how fast it was going?
Is it measured in like light years, or is
no,
it,
it's miles
is it
per
measured
hour.
in assault rifles per hour? Probably
Big Macs per hour.
20,000 miles per hour. Not even close.
No.
250,000.
1 million miles an hour.
Good Lord.
1 million miles an hour.
So that's like Star Wars, like, what do they call it? Like warp drive shit, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, it seems like they're literally just jumping from or like. Yeah, I don't know. That's obviously not an self-propelled object or an object that's just floating through space.
Yeah.
That's got to be something that's like has a propulsion system.
I don't know. They don't know what it is.
Well, I'm glad we're able to break this news because I've never heard of this.
They said that their models couldn't calculate the damage that it would do to Earth.
Well, that just means it's that bad.
But the first one is much more scarier than like the one that the story that I couldn't find that I thought of.
Oh, it gets worse.
Well, the one where they said they spotted this object millions of light years away and then it fucking course corrected and started coming toward Earth. That's fucking terrifying.
Oh wait, you just told a totally different story from that?
Yeah. That was the one I was trying to find, and I couldn't find any information on it. And then I found the one about the 1,000,000 mile per hour.
Oh, those are two separate.
Two separate things.
Oh, I thought it was the same one.
I was trying to find information on the square-shaped object millions of light years away that we spotted, and once we spotted it, it course corrected and started coming towards us. I couldn't find anything on that, so I think I fell victim to a little internet
the fact
fuckery.
That there's still something going 1,000,000 miles an hour is scary because that's not natural.
No, and it's like they said it like it's the path puts it dangerously close to Earth.
So well, I'm sure it can take whatever path it wants. If it wants to come here, it will.
Right. So yeah, that's that.
Cool.
So yeah, the first one was like super scary, and then the second one I was like, oh shit, this isn't much better. But at least like we know it didn't fucking course correct and be like, oh shit, something's looking at us. Let's just go check that out. Yeah, not much better. All right, what are we going to next?
We can do questions.
Questions? All right. Yeah, let's do that. I'm just gonna do this right here.
I think it just said the Wolves and Knicks are working on a trade for Cat.
Oh, random NBA news.
Yeah, right. So are we recording right now?
Yeah, we're recording.
Okay, all good. So this is first question is in honor of Professor McGonagall, aka Maggie Smith, who died today.
Rest in peace.
Yeah. So which house of Hogwarts would you belong to? And before you answer, I have what they represent, okay? Gryffindor values bravery, loyalty, and chivalry. Ravenclaw values intelligence, creativity, and wit. Hufflepuff values kindness, hard work, and patience. Slytherin values ambition, cunning, and resourcefulness.
So, shouldn't come to a shocker. As a shock to you, I've never seen Harry Potter.
I know. That's why I was going to break it down for you. Give you. So Raven or Slytherin, they're the bad boys. Gryffindor is where like Harry, Hermione, and what's the family? All the Gingers. The Weasleys. They were all
okay.
Gryffindors. Hufflepuff, they're kind of like the joke. You don't want to be a Hufflepuff. So for me, I'm a Ravenclaw. Okay, we value intelligence, creativity, and wit. I'm going against the grain. I'm a Ravenclaw.
You know, when the first time you ran through them, I think I was leaning that way too.
Ravenclaw? Team
yeah.
Ravenclaw? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's cool.
Yeah.
All right. I got some food questions here. We'll go ahead and knock those out.
Big food episode.
Yeah.
Big food episode.
Well, we're a couple big guys.
Yeah.
So this is like...
Getting smaller.
So think which one... It's like a gots to go, but tell me which one you're keeping.
Okay.
Pizza or steak?
God bless. Coming out the gates hot. Yeah. Oh, fuck you, dude. That's terrible. That's a terrible choice.
You want to go on to the second option and come back to it?
Yeah.
Tacos or, it's a combo, hamburgers and glizzies?
Fuck. I'm getting rid of tacos.
And hamburgers. Oh, wait, sorry. You're getting rid of tacos, so you're keeping hamburgers and glizzies.
Yeah.
Breakfast food or barbecue?
You trying to raise my blood pressure? Breakfast food.
Is what you're keeping?
It's what I'm getting rid of.
Okay. Well, tell me what you're keeping.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Even though it's called Gots to Go, it's just easy for me to know what you're keeping.
Okay, keeping. Okay.
So we're keeping tacos and we're keeping barbecue?
I'm keeping breakfast food.
Okay,
Give me some fucking flapjacks.
And hamburgers and glizzies. And what about pizza or steak?
Dude, I don't want to make a choice.
Okay, we'll get rid of either hamburgers and glizzies or breakfast food.
Breakfast food.
Breakfast food's gone. Hamburgers and glizzies or steak?
Hamburgers and glizzies.
Get rid of?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're back at pizza or steak.
Fuck.
That's only 2 left.
Fuck. God damn. I'm keeping steak.
Going with steak. Okay.
I feel like I made a
Claire and I
choice.
went with pizza, but that was the hardest decision when we got down to it. She's a big steak eater. I would have gone. My final 2 would have been hamburgers and glizzies and pizza. All right, one of these got to go. You can either keep your slides/sandals or your sunglasses.
Oh, I'm keeping my slides. I don't really fuck with sunglasses.
See, I gotta wear sunglasses every day, so for me it was sunglasses. But I wear the same slides like everywhere I go. So
yeah.
I'm glad we don't really have to do this. Okay, so would you rather have no heater in the winter or no AC in the summer, but you get all the fans?
No heater.
You'd rather have no heater?
Yeah, I can bundle up.
Okay. I'm the same
I
way.
hate being hot.
Yeah.
I hate being
Well,
hot.
as I said, the fan really doesn't cool the room down. It just circulates the
Hot air, yeah.
And that temperature is going to stay at whatever it's at. It's just going to rotate the air around.
Yeah,
So yeah, I'm
as we're sitting next to a fucking AC unit.
at cool 67 degrees.
Yeah.
It's still pretty fucking hot out there, dude.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's
it's gonna be in the 90s next week.
That's ridiculous.
Come on, man.
We're going to be in October next week, and we're still in the 90s.
Yeah.
All right. So this one was inspired night before last with Claire. Is there a common food that you will not eat for $100? And the example I'll give is we were making our own pizzas, and I put garlic stuffed olives on mine. So I had some garlic stuffed olives, and I told Claire I had the money ready to go. I was going to Venmo her $100 if she ate one garlic stuffed olive, and she wouldn't do it.
See, I would do that for money, but there's one food, and it's funny you bring this up because Lauren made them last night.
What, you won't eat this?
I won't eat this. Egg noodles.
Those are just bland noodles. I mean, you got to put something
Well,
on them, right?
and she did. We had a roast, and so she put.
Is that like a... But there's no taste to them. Is it the texture you
It's
don't
the
like?
texture. It's
Really?
the texture, and we had it grown up a lot as kids, and it's like one of those foods that's kind of tied to like your child. And for me, it's just I don't know. I ate it a ton as a kid.
Yeah.
Never want to eat it again. Don't like
get
them.
that.
I don't even want them brought in the house. Hate them.
So Lauren, that's why Lauren had a black eye today.
Yeah.
She made egg noodles last
Fucking,
night.
she won't do it again.
Learned
She
their
won't
lesson.
fucking do it again. No, she made roast, and she ate hers over egg noodles.
Oh, see, that sounds good. Because
Yeah.
the noodles just soak
Well,
up all the flavor.
Well, yeah, and that's why my mom used to do it. We'd have beef tips and egg noodles, and I ate that a lot. And so
you just got burnt out, and now it's...
yeah, and it's childhood wasn't lollipops and rainbows exactly, and it's one of those things. It's weird. It's like an emotional tie, and it's ugh. Yeah, don't want to eat them again. Ate them a lot.
But for $100, you would.
Probably, yeah. And if there's a food, I don't know if there's a food that I wouldn't eat for $100.
See, I would want, like, sardines. I've never had a sardine, but isn't that just a fucking fish, like in oil?
People love them.
I know.
People love them.
I don't like...
Anchovies too.
I'll eat a little fish. Like, I like tilapia and salmon and
Dude.
obviously fried catfish.
You gotta
and
get rid
shit.
of. You can't eat tilapia. It's trash fish.
Is it really?
It's
Is it like a
terrible.
It's like a... Well, isn't a catfish? That's a mud.
Yeah, but at least it's I don't know. It's found in nature. Like so much tilapia is farmed now, and it's not actually tilapia. It's like swai, SWAI. It's like not real tilapia. I don't like tilapia.
Oh, well.
I like. Have you ever had cod?
No.
Cod is very good. You would
Sounds
like
like
cod.
that'd be
It's
like
very
and I could have something made.
yeah. It's very flaky and white. Like it's very the meat.
Don't they make taco? What kind of tacos is real popular with fish? It's like a mahi.
Mahi.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I had that once.
Yeah, it's good.
But you see, I'm not a sushi person. So my big thing would be like, you'd have to show me the money for me to eat some sushi.
I'm the same way, but like with sashimi, which is the raw stuff. Like I can't.
Well,
do
that's
that.
what I'm thinking.
Okay, most of the rolls, like cooked stuff, I can do.
Oh, if it's cooked, my thing is it's fucking raw.
Right.
And I'm not going
Right.
to eat raw fish.
Right, and I've got
So
a lot
whatever
better.
that is, that's what. But if you showed me the money and you were like,
Yeah.
eat these 3 pieces, I'll do it because
Yeah.
I'm a poor boy. But
Yeah, I don't know. It might be like liver or something, or like gizzards.
oh, yeah, I didn't think about that. Or like pig's feet,
Yeah,
weird shit like that.
yeah. My mom and stepdad used to fucking eat. They used to go to another food churches. They
Yeah.
had church's chicken a lot growing up because it was cheap, and my redneck stepdad fucking liked it. Get the fuck out of here with churches, dude. But they would order they would order fried gizzards and fucking just eat them.
And all the kids just watching them just grossed out.
Dude, what are y'all doing? But yeah, dude, I don't know. I got a pretty adventurous palate, and it's gotten better over time. Dude, I fucking hate tomatoes too. I don't know.
Like the
raw tomatoes.
Oh, see, I was like, I know you like that restaurant.
Shout out Kat Dennings.
I'll text Matt and be like, dude, I'm here.
I'm like, how's she looking?
And Claire's like, what are you looking at? Nothing. I'm just checking the wall. What are you doing? Like, I told her all about that. And now she's like, oh, you got a crush on her? I'm like, well, she's got big old boobies. And they're like in my face when I'm ordering my food.
Like fucking Kat Dennings.
I'm trying to maintain eye contact with you as I'm ordering my food. I'm not looking over there.
Looks like a fucking hostage video when you're ordering. You're just
should I refuse? I'm just like looking into the camera. All right, this is the last one. Besides mosquitoes, because they are just like the devil of all insects, is there an insect that you would completely get rid of if you had the opportunity to just wipe them out?
That's a good question. See, I wish I was more prepared and I could do research, but I guess that's not the point of this. Yeah, mosquitoes is one. I would say not bees, because we need bees like terribly. Bees. Oh, and I read you got
to save the bees.
Well, I read something since 2004 ish.
Yeah,
learned this on Reddit because it was like I forget what subreddit it was on, but it was like name one positive thing that's going on with the world today, and like one of the replies was the bee population is recovering at a great rate. Oh. So cool. Good for that. Do wasps serve a purpose?
No. Well, that's a good answer, because wasps are just like the fucking asshole of the bee kingdom.
Bro, I got tagged by one, I don't know, probably 2 months ago in my ear.
Oh, damn.
In the hard part of my ear. You know how you get the cartilage part right here in the middle? Bro.
He got you dirty.
Bro. I thought Landry threw something and hit me
like a dart.
Yeah, I thought dude, it hit me with such speed and force. Like I thought
he was coming in hot for that,
and I didn't realize there was a nest like in the door frame. He's played college football for
9 years.
9 years.
Sorry, I just randomly saw this stat. Guy named Cam McCormick's in his 9th year.
Bro is a few years away from retirement, like Social Security.
Like that joke, like, yeah, a lot of people go to college for 7 years. Yeah, they're called doctors. What are you doing, Cam?
What classes are you even taking at this point? What can you take?
He's working on his 3rd degree. God bless him. You know, if I could still be in college at like 27 and still getting a free ride, I don't blame him.
Fair. So what I didn't realize is they had built a nest in the frame of the door on the outside part. And I opened the door and shut it, because the side door you kind of have to, you need to shut it a little bit. And I disturbed that nest. And so I was in the driveway messing with the lawnmower, and I had to go back inside for something. And as I was walking up those 2 little steps, dude, it boom hit me hard. And then, dude, I looked like the Mad TV guy. Like my ear was like twice its size, and it was just stinging, and there was not shit I could do about it.
No.
Lauren wasn't home.
You just gotta wait it out for like a few days. And not.
Oh, dude, and I could feel my heartbeat in my ear. It was like womp 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 womp. It was terrible. So I'd say wasps.
That's actually a great answer. Mine's
Fuck wasps.
I think it's well documented. At least I think I've talked about it here that I fucking hate grasshoppers. I would take out grasshoppers. I can't stand grasshoppers.
And they played the big meanie in A Bug's Life.
Yeah, they were assholes. Yeah, that's where you learn strength in numbers.
Yeah,
fuck solidarity in the workers. Yeah, I just don't like grasshoppers, so I was like, oh, wait. I think I have
you got one more?
Yeah, I actually got 2 more. So, I had my dick in my hand, and I thought about you.
Thanks, man.
Hear me out. So, when you're taking a piss and you're wearing, like, pants, do you just zip and pull out? Or do you unbuckle, zip, and pull it out?
Unbuckle, unbutton.
And unzip. And just open the whole fly up.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're getting
I was thinking that. I was like, I get terrified about, like, pulling my thing out and just a zipper and getting it caught. Yeah, there's something about Mary.
Yeah. Beans above the frame.
You get the beans above the frames. Yeah. And I'm like, I don't know anybody that would do that. Any logical guy is not risking that zipper.
You know what I'm doing now? And, I don't mean to toot my own horn here, but I've lost, the weight, and so I haven't shopped for clothes in a smaller size. So I'm still wearing fat jeans in my current weight. And so they're bigger. And so I've got them just cinched the fuck out with a belt. Like, that's how they're staying on. So when I go to pee, I've got some room, so I just kind of just pull the whole thing down without buttoning.
Well, I told that to Claire too. I was like, if I'm wearing correct shorts, like
yeah, you can do that.
Easy shorts, I was like, I'll just pull it down, like hook your thumb in there and pull it down.
Mm-hmm.
That's my preferred way to do it. But like, I'm wearing jorts right now, so I couldn't do it in these jorts.
Did you ever do like in football practice or any athletic practice, do the knee? You take a knee and you kind of just lift your short up a little bit and you just kind of flop it to the side. And, yeah,
that's clutch.
That's a skill move, though. It takes a little bit of practice and some precision.
Yeah, because you want it to go straight down and not get all over you.
Yeah, I mean,
like anybody could just pee their pants. You're peeing on the ground technically.
Yeah, me, it's hard because I'm not that blessed, and so it takes a little work to get it. Some guys can just, I mean, it's right there. They don't have to lift. They don't have to lift the short very far. Me, it takes some.
That sounds like a trait that Jerry Jones looks for at the scouting combine.
You know what? You know what?
Dicks.
They think that is AI generated.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because you think about it. Why would somebody wait 5 years to release that? And don't you think if that was actually like an Instagram Live, that wouldn't have leaked and made huge news back then?
5 years ago, yeah.
Yeah, because it was live. Somebody would have grabbed that and fucking ran with it.
And the fact that you don't see Jerry saying it on camera, it's just
think,
audio.
They think AI and dead whatever
AI
is
out
getting
of control, dude.
I'm telling you,
we talked about
it.
This,
is not
man.
good.
It is no regulation. It is the Wild West.
It's not good.
So you could put my voice right now on like a confession audio tape of like that I killed John. Yeah, I was a mastermind. Oh, I'm not gonna I'm just saying this for legal
Don't put that audio out there.
Yeah, but like, I committed X crime, and they can make it
I'm
sound
Zodiac.
like yeah. And then it's just like the voice matches perfectly, and you're like, that's dangerous, dude.
Yeah, dude.
All right, I had one more. So, do you shower at night or do you shower in the morning before
Night.
work?
Night.
That's
I don't
the only
like.
answer.
I don't like crawling in bed dirty. It doesn't.
I just don't like waking up earlier.
Yeah,
like,
that too.
I'm so lucky to be at work. I set my alarm for 6:50. Alarm goes off. I hit snooze. Goes off at 6:55. I hit snooze. Goes off again. I'm up by 7. I'm out the door by 7:15. I get to be out the door by 7:20 and be at work at 7:30.
Sucks, man. I
I
gotta get back
sleep
home.
as much as I can, and then I'm like, I've been doing this since I was like probably 6th grade. Like I lay out my clothes for the night before.
Yeah.
It's in the bathroom. My shoes are there. My pants, my socks are tucked in. I usually wear whatever shirt I'm wearing to bed. Like, and then Claire's like, you look like a hobo in that wrinkled shirt. And I'm like, oh, well, it is what it is. Like, some days I'll just be wearing the same shirt I slept in the night before. And I'll literally roll out of bed, get ready, and go.
Dude, I gotta get back home. I wake up at 5:45 and out the door like 6:25, 6:30. And then I arrive at work an hour later.
Yeah, it's brutal.
Yeah, I gotta get back. Shout out! It's what I used to call FIFA Day. FC 25 now, as it's known, is release date today. So I used to call it FIFA Day. I used to, when I was young and dumb, call out of work and just fucking play FIFA all day.
Hey, that's when you could do shit like that.
That was in my 20s, and like when they had.
I used to call into work all the time. Now I'm like once a year kind of guy.
I called into work to play video games because like that was back in the day when we had physical media. It's not just like downloads now. It's not digital media.
Yeah.
GameStop used to do midnight release. I'd go at midnight if I can get my copy.
That's actually cool. I've never done anything like
and
that.
I would already have called out of work, took off. I can play FIFA
I was going to say, you don't have to call into work because you know the date's coming. Just put in a slip.
Yeah, I've already done that. Yeah,
Okay.
so I just, and then just fucking play FIFA all night.
If I could, I mean, I need like one day a year where I just do that.
Yeah, it's great. I haven't done it in a long time, but like tonight, we'll buy it and me and Landry will stay up and play it.
I wish I could, dude. I volunteer to work overtime tomorrow. Yeah. On my mom's birthday.
She'd be she'd be disappointed.
I just told her like we'll move it from a lunch to a dinner, and like I said, it's only going to be my older sister and her family won't be there, so the only people that's coming other than my family is my grandma and my Aunt Linda. So I was like, look, just tell them to show up a few hours earlier. I was like, as soon as I get off, we'll head over that way. We're making some food, so we'll have it ready to go. But
you got an Aunt Linda?
Yeah,
I got an Aunt Linda.
You got an Aunt Peggy?
No, dude, I wish I did.
I got a Peggy, Linda, and a Pam. Pam's on my dad's side though.
Pam? No, I got a Linda. I got a Aunt Debbie K. I got an Aunt Judy, rest in peace.
R.I.P. Judy.
Aunt Sharon. That covers it for the aunts. I got Uncle Benny.
That's a cool guy.
Yeah.
If I'm your brother, I'm not Uncle Ben. I'm Uncle Benny.
Uncle Benny. I got Uncle Don. Uncle Mike.
What was that? I had Uncle Mike. R.I.P. What was the? What was that rice? Wasn't that Uncle Ben?
Yeah, Uncle Ben's rice.
Okay.
Yeah. Uncle Don, Uncle Mike. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's it for the brothers on that side. So, yeah. Shout out aunts and uncles.
Yeah, that was random, but okay.
Shout out aunts and uncles. All right.
So that was all my questions, and then I just have hills to die on. But if you had questions or...
I don't have questions.
You got any hills you want to die on?
Not at the moment.
All right. This is what I got. Shohei Ohtani will retire a top 20, maybe even a top 10 player of all time. That's after 5 years in Japan.
Yeah.
If he plays another 5 to 7 years and puts up relative numbers like this, he's going to look back on as one of the greatest hitters of all time. Very capable pitcher. It's just ridiculous. He had a 50-50 season this year, and we just saw his stats for tonight. Another home run, 3 RBIs, stolen base, 3 for 4. My other baseball argument is that Derek Jeter is a top 5 shortstop of all time. Hear me out.
It's a deep cut.
Okay, I'm dying. I think this is how the whole segment came about. Is I was so diehard that Derek Jeter is a top 5 shortstop of all time. Mm-hmm. He might be the greatest shortstop of all time. I don't know what y'all are talking about. Yeah. Okay, listen to these stats and just imagine that he's playing for the Rangers the whole time. Because I feel like a lot of people just hate on him because he was a Yankee.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Okay, no, top 5. Career .310 average, 3,465 career hits, 260 home runs, 1,311 RBIs. He's a 14-time All-Star, 5-time World Series champion, 1-time World Series MVP. He won the Rookie of the Year, 5 Gold Gloves, 5 Silver Sluggers. He's a 2-time Hank Aaron Award winner, 1-time Roberto Clemente Award winner. That I had to look that up. That best exemplifies the game of baseball, sportsmanship, community involvement, and the player's contribution to the game. He's the Yankees' all-time leader in hits, doubles, games played, stolen bases, times on base, plate appearances, and at-bats. And he's 6th all-time in career hits. Also, postseason. Most postseason games in the history. Games played. He has 20 home runs in the postseason, which is 4th all-time. He's a career average of 321 of the World Series. And his nickname is Captain Clutch and Mr. October.
No, that's Reggie Jackson, sir.
No, he's Mr. October. He's Mr. Jeter's November. I'm sorry, did I not say that?
Okay.
Mr. November.
Look at my face. Unimpressed. Who do you play for? The Yankees. Get out of here.
That's what I said. If he was a Ranger and he
Get
won
outta
5 World Series for us and he was 6th all-time in hits, there'd be no argument.
No, in all seriousness, no, you're probably right.
All right, I got more hills to die on. So if I'm watching a streaming service and it has commercials, I should have the option that all the commercials are front-loaded. I'd rather watch 10 minutes of commercials before my program starts rather than 5 2-minute commercial breaks throughout the program.
Yeah.
I should have the option. You still get all your commercials in. That way I can start it, do whatever I got to do to prepare, and then come down and sit down. I thought about this. So streaming services, I will pay an extra $1 a month just to have that option. You get an extra $1, and you still get to get all your ads out of the way. So you still get to get all your ad money.
Yeah.
And I give you an extra $1 a month.
Yeah. I'm with you. I'll die on that hill too. Streaming services are getting out of fucking control.
Yeah, dude. It sucks because I literally have like 7.
Hulu, no ads, just went up to $20 a month. Yeah. And y'all don't have everything.
The one good thing they got going for them is they have like the whole FX library, and FX has really good programming.
Yep. Shout out the league.
Shout out like 37 shows actually. They're all really good. This is my last one. So Thursday night games might suck. You know, we saw that meme today that Alex posted.
Yeah.
And it's very accurate. What Alex is saying is that the content, like the games that are played on Sunday night, just are not the best games.
Thursday night.
What did I say?
Sunday night.
Thursday night. Sunday night's actually my favorite. Sunday night, Monday night, and Thursday night. Thursday night is the worst. They just have the worst games, it seems, every week. However, Al Michaels is the GOAT.
Yeah.
I don't think it gets any better. Like, I always thought with these commentaries, like, I was always of the opinion of, I don't care who's calling the game because I'm not watching it for the commentary. I want to just watch the game. But then I watch a game with Al Michaels, and I'm like, he takes this game to another level. He's He's so witty and funny and knowledgeable. Like
Well, and
everything about he just checks every box for me when it
think
comes
about
to that.
it's not just football. Think about all these great sporting events that have happened over the last 40 years. He's been a part of
That's what I'm saying.
baseball,
He's like
basketball,
he's like a sports almanac.
yeah. And did you see like on the broadcast last night? He was there for Giants Dallas like 1986.
Calling games before I was
Parcells
born.
was there on one side.
Was Belichick the DC or was that later?
That was probably later. You had Parcells on one sideline, Tom Landry on the other.
Damn.
Yeah, had Phil Simms, Danny White, Herschel Walker.
Yeah, just the stories that guy
Yeah.
can tell. He's so fucking cool. Like I loved Al Michaels.
This game is
Dude,
wild
he's
ass,
still going.
dude.
I think that's the 9-year player.
This
Is that
game,
McCormick?
Yeah,
Is it?
Williams. This game is being played at 100 miles an hour, and
We're about to be at the 2-minute mark, and Miami's down 3. He just broke 3 sacks, shovel pass. That went for like 35 yards.
while being wrapped up.
Yeah, that was such a heads up play.
That guy. The Cowboys are going to draft that guy because he can't tackle. That's a Cowboys draft pick next year. Another fun fact about Al Michaels, and I don't know, I know for sure as an adult, but I want to say the stat is that he's never eaten a vegetable. He's never eaten a vegetable.
That's such a random thing.
Dude, they talked. I was listening on the way home yesterday. They were doing pregame, and they always interview like the broadcast, the TV. Yeah. And it was Al Michaels, and I've heard it before that he's never eaten a vegetable.
That's actually pretty impressive to go that long living without eating
because they were talking
corn on the cob. Like I fucking love corn on the cob.
Yeah, of course.
I could tear
good
up
asparagus.
If you put it right, the way Claire seasons it, it's really good. And she'll put like some Parmesan cheese on it. Like
sure, a little onion maybe.
Wait, what am I thinking? Parmesan. That's what you put on the pizzas, right?
Yeah.
Just kind of sprinkle over it. Yeah.
That's asparagus is great. But yeah,
since we're talking asparagus, that 100% makes your pee stink, right?
Oh, 100%.
I tell that to Claire every time.
Chemical,
I'm like, we're gonna have stinky pee later. She's like, doesn't make my pee stink. It's like, you are such a fucking liar.
You're not a biological anomaly, okay?
Yeah, like I have seen you give birth to 2 children. You can tell me your pee stinks. I've seen everything.
That's fine.
Your body can do.
Your toots probably stink too.
Yeah, well,
yeah,
we'll see about that. I've heard 1 fart in 17 years.
Oh, good for you.
That first fart came like in the first 6 months. She's been locked up tight since. Like Fort Knox.
Dude.
I told her like you can fart. Like it's okay with me because I fart all day around her.
Dude, I farted so bad, Bernie gagged. He gagged.
Bernie. He just
look
jumped
at the mention of it. He jumped and he got out. Yeah, I ain't holding nothing in.
He took that as a warning.
Yeah, now he wants back in.
That's not Bernie.
It's the Rizzler.
Damn, Riz.
It's the Rizzler. Train of thought.
We're talking about Al Michaels vegetables.
Yeah, because they were talking about
Bernie fart. Or your farts.
Yeah, they were talking about because I brought up asparagus. We talked about pea stinking.
There you go.
They were interviewing him about like, hey, when you're in New York, like, what do you got to go eat? And he's like, steak. He's like, just like when I'm in Dallas, I go to Nick and Sam's. And then I think yesterday they brought up him never eating a vegetable. I'll Google it just to make sure. Wild stat. All right. What else we got?
Mount Rushmore, I guess.
Mount Rushmore. We got a doubleheader. Being a food episode, we'll do it. Hey. Head out.
Bro, my teacher said they think I have a crush on Piper. Like, bro, I don't.
You totally got a crush on Piper, and that's okay.
Stop it!
That's okay. Yeah. Okay. Mount Rushmore.
What are you gonna do first?
We're doing food.
I thought we were doing quarterbacks and food.
Yeah, quarterbacks and food.
You're gonna do food first.
Food first.
Okay.
So this is our Mount Rushmore of our favorite ballpark or stadium food.
Yeah.
All right. You know where I'm going first.
I have no idea.
Fucking Glizzy.
Oh, well, that's the first thing I wrote down was hot dogs.
Glizzy, dude.
That's just such an easy one.
Ballpark, I've only been to the new Ranger Stadium once, but I have a lot of memories of going to BPIA Ballpark in Arlington and going on Wednesday on Dollar Hot Dog Night and just putting in fucking work.
Do they
Way
still
more
have dollar hot dogs?
They might.
That'd be so clutch.
Dude, it's so good. And now they have a thing called the 999 challenge.
Yeah.
9 innings, 9 dogs, 9 beers.
For one person to do that?
Yeah.
Dude, fuck that.
Could you do it?
No.
I could. I bet you I could do it.
The hot dogs.
The beer would be the hardest
Yeah, I
part
was
for
gonna say
me.
the hot dogs maybe, but every beer you'd be so
9
fucking.
glizzies, dude. Ugh.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it at all. You could cut the number in half and say 944. I couldn't do 4 hot dogs.
It's a young man's game.
I could probably. Okay, you know what? That's what I could do. I could do 4 hot dogs, 4 beers in a 9-inning game.
999. That's
I
the
can't
challenge.
do that. No way. No way.
That is the challenge.
That's a young man's game.
So yeah, and I've never been a big, what do they call it? The boomstick. I never had that. I just want the 450 boiled hot dog in the wrapper. That's all I want.
When you were talking about egg noodles, what I was going to bring up is I had a lot of boiled hot dogs and fish sticks growing up, and I can't have that anymore.
Right. Yep.
But a boiled hot dog at like a baseball game, bring it on.
The smells, the sight, the sounds.
It has to be boiled if I'm eating a hot dog at a
You know,
game.
they pull them out of the water. Like there's just nothing like it. So that's my first one. You want to go, or do you want me to go?
I'll go. I had hot dogs, but my second one would have been I had one of the best Philly cheesesteaks I ever had at AT&T Stadium a couple years ago.
Shut your mouth.
It was so good. I've been there I think I've been there 3 times, but the last 2 times I make sure I get that cheesesteak.
Good. I'm glad we have some variation here, because I was like, oh, certainly we're just gonna have the same list.
I only have 2 more, no honorable mentions.
Oh, I got to mention, baby.
That's what I was gonna say. I
I'm a
hope you
fucking
can carry
big
this
back.
one. I hope you can carry this one. So go for it.
All right. Second on my list, not in any order except for glizzies, is number 1. Ice cream in a helmet
Okay.
at the ballpark. You get and as a kid, that's how they get the adult. So that's how they get the dad. Because as a kid, I just wanted the helmet. I
Yeah,
thought
the
that
helmet
was
so
fucking cool, dude.
So you're gonna pay $20 for a plastic helmet and 2 scoops.
I've got one in the cabinet right now from
it
my
like-
last trip.
Oh, I was gonna
little
say, is it
soft
from the
serve.
childhood? 'Cause that'd be cool if it was
No,
like the old
old
logo.
tea.
Yeah.
No, it's from 3 years ago when we went on Father's Day. Yeah, just a little soft serve in the cup.
That's all it
You've
is.
already had your hot dog. You've already had, whatever you're going to drink. A little sweet treat.
But since you brought up, like, if I went to a game with my kid and they wanted ice cream, I'm paying the extra X amount of dollars
Yeah.
for getting it in,
Sure.
in that helmet.
We got to figure out something with your mic.
Dude, this is
your
a
mic
limp
sitch.
dick mic. I'm trying to get that hard right in my face.
Ugh. All right.
That girl is going to make more money than our families combined for 2
I think she's already
generations.
fallen off. I think she didn't take her 15 minutes and just run with it. But I say that.
What are you talking about? She probably made so much money.
She signed to Jake Paul's media company, I think, for like 10 mil.
Oh, okay. That's what people are saying. Like, a girl's making a blowjob joke now and getting $10 million, and I'm working a 9 to 5 like an asshole.
I have a degree.
Yeah, right? We have multiple degrees, and we hate our lives.
I did what all the boomers said. No, just get a degree and
Yeah,
you'll be
go
fine.
to college,
Yeah,
get a job.
That's
It's
a
all going to work
fucking
out. No, now you can just make blowjob jokes.
all right.
I had to piggyback off of an old ballpark classic was the lemon chill.
Okay, that's on my honorable mention.
Yeah, I had a good memory of the last game my dad and I went to at the old ballpark. It was like a Father's Day, and I swear it only got up to like 95. But by the 7th inning,
hot.
we were like, "You ready to go?" Like, I'm fucking dying. But earlier in the game, we had each bought like one, and we just got like a cup of ice and the lemon chill, and we were just in heaven with that lemon chill. And I'm not a big like lemon flavored guy,
But it's something about the lemon chill.
but the lemon chill at a ball game or a park, it's just different. Like, it's a classic.
There was a family in front of us at the FC Dallas game. Mom, dad, son, probably about 2.5, 3, and daughter about 4 or 5, and both kids had lemon chill. I was like, that's where it's at.
That's a classic. Yeah,
Where it's at.
that's a good one.
All right, this one's going to be super specific. Okay.
Yeah.
Old ballpark in Arlington. I'm sure they have it at the new one. They had one stand, and it was kind of down the first base side foul line area, kind of like maybe toward right field. I could take you right to the stand. They sold garlic fries,
Ooh, that sounds good.
bro.
Oh, you know what? They do have that because when I went 2 years ago or a year ago, it was like an extra $2 for the garlic fries, and I was like, I'm getting that.
This whole stand, that's what they did.
That sounds so
It
good.
wasn't an option. It was just fucking garlic fries.
That sounds so good.
They had the garlic seasoning, and then they also had bits of like garlic, sprinkled in on top, dude. So oh my gosh.
I am such a slut for like garlic.
Yeah,
Like
me too.
anything that can have
Me too.
garlic, extra garlic goes into it.
And it's the worst thing for your partner, whoever you're near. But like me, garlic, onions, give it all
Yeah.
to me.
Cilantro.
Give it all.
I'll take all that. Like that's what I like about your salsa. It has like extra onion, garlic, and cilantro. It's like that's like the holy trinity for me.
I'm so glad I wasn't born with the. That's horse collar.
Yeah, that's a horse collar tackle. I guess not. Okay.
I wasn't born with the thing that makes cilantro taste like soap.
Oh, that's
Some
like
people
real
have like a
medical
genetic thing, like
Ooh,
where they're
that's-
born with it and it tastes like soap.
That sucks. I love cilantro, dude.
Fuck those guys. You got one more?
The last one was just cold beer.
Cold beer.
Just
All
a
right.
cold beer at the game.
Can't go wrong. Nothing wrong with that, except for the price.
Except for the price,
Except
yeah.
for the price.
Yeah.
That's why you pregame in the parking lot and you stumble in.
Thank you.
Shout out FC Dallas. I used
Yeah.
to do
We
that.
need to go to another game because the only one I ever went to, weren't you there?
Yeah, we went together.
No, I went with Ryan. And Jacob was there.
I was there. I have a picture with
Well,
all
you
of
said
us.
we went together. I think Lauren was there.
Yeah,
That's how I
it was
remember.
a big group of us.
Ben was there. Not your brother, but
Bertiker.
Stat
He-
boy?
He died. He died after the game. He
was
passed
that the
me
game
down.
I was at? He died?
Yeah.
I didn't go.
think so.
I don't think so. Because I was with Ryan. I went home with Ryan. We didn't
Okay.
go to a hotel.
Okay. Well, he died at one.
Well, he died.
Lauren gave him a crazy water.
It resurrected him.
Dude,
literally like Undertaker.
He rose up like Undertaker,
Undertaker.
and then partied for like another 3 hours.
That's such an awesome
But he does
story.
have staying power. Ben is known to like pass out and then
Just power nap it and then resurrect.
like that one draft. He stayed up for like 30 hours. Partying.
I stayed up with him.
Yeah.
That was me, him, and Brandon. Like stayed up on a dock, and then they went and got Whataburger at like 7 in the morning. I slept for like 3 hours. Drafted Saquon Barkley and got like 12th place that year. That was such a shitty draft.
Okay, so my last one, and I've got 2 honorable mentions. My last one is nachos, just the cheese and chip.
You know where that's from, right? That was founded at the old ballpark.
Okay,
The whole nacho cheese.
Yeah.
that was a ballpark in Arlington invention.
looky there. So I can either take it with the cheese just all over the chips, or I can just take the chips and have the corner little.
I
Cubby?
want to get messy.
I can do either way.
I'm getting messy, and I'm putting pickled jalapenos.
Pickled
all over
jalapenos,
it,
bro. You
Yeah.
got to.
Yeah.
All right.
That should have made the list over cold beer.
Yeah.
The nachos.
Okay.
That's a must.
So honorable mention for me was lemon chill. One you may not see coming, Cracker Jacks.
I was
At
gonna
the
do
ballpark?
Cracker Jacks or just circus peanuts. Well, not that's the candy kind, but you know
Peanuts.
Yeah, the big kind that you picture like an
Texas
elephant
Roadhouse.
eating. Yeah, Texas Roadhouse peanuts.
My last one, kind of in the same vein, sunflower seeds. Baseball
Yeah.
game, sunflower seeds.
I don't want to be that.
respectful.
I don't want to be that dick though.
Be respectful and either get a soda or a beer cup
Yeah.
and spit them in there, or bring you a water bottle.
Yeah, that's the thing is if you're doing that, you have to be able to
Be
fucking clean
respectful.
that up. Yeah, don't be an asshole.
Be respectful. Yeah. So, yeah, and like hot dog for me is just the ultimate game food because hey,
Seems like every episode you somehow tie in eating hot dogs.
I fucking
like
love
5
hot
episodes
dogs.
in a row, you brought up hot dogs.
dude, I love hot dog. Dude,
You really
think
do.
about it.
He
You
really
can get it
does.
across every level. You can get it at your Pee Wee game. You can get it in Cowboys Stadium, high school, college, basketball, soccer, football, baseball. It doesn't matter.
They
You
probably
can-
sell them about Wimbledon.
Oh, in doing research, you know what's big at Wimbledon? Strawberries.
Really, I would have
Or
never
if-
guessed that.
Or as they would call them, strawberries. Fucking assholes. Yeah, strawberries at Wimbledon. Didn't
Thanks
know
for
that.
taking that L about 250 years ago.
Fucking get good, nerd. Yeah, so that's ballpark food. That was a fun one. I really like that one.
All right, well, next we have college quarterbacks, and this is what they did in college, not so
Yes.
much how it translated to the NFL.
Oh,
He's out of bounds.
He was
That's
out of
not
bounds,
even
but that was
close.
amazing.
That was a great throw and catch, but he's out of bounds. Oh, wow, there's 8 seconds left. And see, if they had taken the points right here,
Yeah,
they'd
it'd
be
be
down
one,
one,
and
and they could kick a field goal.
Yep.
That's why you take the points in a
Stupid.
close game.
Shout out Brian Daboll for kicking a field goal at the 3. We'll get to that though. We'll get to that. All right, so yeah, and this is not the best quarterbacks because I've got some real stinkers in here on the next level.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It was how they were in college.
And
It was
they were
college
my
quarterbacks.
favorites. The one I like to watch.
Yeah.
And gosh darn it, I may have to do one on the fly and axe a dude because I just thought of one. Okay, so you want to start?
Sure. So, my first one is, in my opinion, the greatest college quarterback of all time, Tim Tebow. He's a 2-time BCS champion, Heisman Trophy winner, 2-time Maxwell Award winner. Only the second guy to ever do that. And his career record at Florida was 48-7. Drafted in the first round, 25th overall.
I'm surprised he made your list.
You're surprised he made the list?
Yeah.
He's the greatest college quarterback of all time.
I think he's like turned into a grifter, dude.
Well, most Christian Republicans are.
That's why I'm surprised he made your list.
Well, but when he was at Florida,
He could
there's
fucking chunk the pigskin.
There's a plaque outside from that speech he gave after that loss to I don't remember who it was. I don't think it was a big name school. I think it was like South Carolina or something. But when he came out and gave that press conference about no one's going to work harder than us and do all this, he's like, I promise you that.
Think about that choir boy with all those dudes on that Florida team that were
Murderers.
fucking
The Pouncey brothers and look, there's that trade, dude. Wolves are finalizing the trade. They're going to send Cat to the Knicks for I saw Julius Randle and somebody else, but it's all in red, so that must be breaking news. Anyways, yeah, you went 48-7 and won 2 BCS championships. Now in the pros, he was dog shit. He did beat the Steelers in overtime in a playoff game. I'll never forget that. Yeah, that was such a awesome game to watch. And after that was his peak in the pros, and yeah, he just never translated into being a pro quarterback.
No, he really didn't.
But goddamn, was he a good college football quarterback?
Yeah.
You got one,
Dude, yeah. And you will know who this is, but a lot of people won't because we've talked about him. I don't know if he's on your list. Seneca Wallace.
Yeah,
Iowa State. So he's
you are a Seneca Wallace fan, so I get that.
Dude, I would play with him on NCAA. I was like tuning into Iowa State games as a fucking sophomore, junior in high school.
He was very fun to watch. Very entertaining.
He was there at Iowa State for 2001, 2002. He was drafted 4th round, 110th overall in 2003 draft. He had 25 games played. He was 411 completions, 712 attempts, 57.7% completion percentage, 5,289 yards with 26 touchdowns and 29 interceptions. So not like
that was his pro career.
Impressive. That was his college career.
Oh damn, his college numbers kind of bad. He had more.
He
INTs.
wasn't super good. He was one of my favorites.
He was just fun to watch though, like you said.
Back in the day, like those Iowa State uniforms were like super cool. They had the
that
actual
tornado.
cyclone on the helmet, and I don't know. He was like the first one. I was like, oh, you can look cool playing football. Like I just liked watching him, and he's like kind of like one of those pet favorite players, like where not a lot of people watch or know who he is, but you know who he is. I don't know. And he also ran for 15 rushing touchdowns in 2 years. He did a little bit. He was drafted in Seattle. He did a little bit. He didn't have. He was 31 touchdowns, 19 picks, 4,900 yards, 59% completion percentage, 1 rushing touchdown. So he did a little bit in the pros. Didn't know this, but he was actually on the Cowboys coaching staff in 2020.
Oh, the coaching staff.
Yeah,
That's
he was
cool.
a coach, and then now he's a coach, wide receivers, and assistant coach at Rock Hill High School in Frisco.
So he's probably settling here then.
So yeah, he's settling here.
Final play of the game. Hail Mary pass. Somebody caught it. Who caught it?
Miami.
There's no signal yet. Dude, there's no way. Okay, it was an intercepted in the end zone. All right.
So yeah, he had a 10
Look, they're gonna lose. They just beat a 2-2 unranked team, and they're losing their fucking minds. Like y'all are number 7 in the country. You're supposed to win that.
When you've been that bad for that long.
Well, what is he doing?
I don't know what he's doing.
Now Virginia Tech's celebrating like they just scored. This is so confusing.
Hold on, we're gonna have to stop because there's
Both teams think they just won the game right now.
There's chaos.
But look at this. There's 5 guys here who caught it.
That's a terrible angle.
Yeah, I can't tell from that angle.
All right, we'll keep him updated.
Yeah, guys, turn your TVs on right now.
Yeah.
Watch this highlight with us. Oh, here we go. This is a good angle. Anyways, Seneca Wallace, fun to watch.
He had a 10-year career in the NFL.
No shit.
Yeah.
Dude, if you're making $2 million a year as a backup, that's $20 million before taxes, you're good. I have no idea who caught that football.
I don't know who caught the ball.
All right, I'm gonna move on.
All right,
we're gonna stay updated on this game because this is insane.
Moving on.
Andrew Luck. 2011 Maxwell Award winner, Walter Camp Award, Johnny Unitas Golden Arm, drafted number 1 overall. Overall record of 31-7 while at Stanford, and he was one of the guys where he just checked every box from like the minute he came onto the field. Or I don't think that's a completed pass, but from the minute he stepped onto Stanford, I just felt like he was almost an NFL ready quarterback. And I think he came out after his junior year, and when he came out, he was the most NFL ready quarterback since Peyton Manning. Mm-hmm. It just happened that the Colts were able to get him. It's okay. It's a touchdown!
Holy shit!
No way. So Virginia Tech fucking won on the last play.
When the 4 people listening to this, y'all are probably already seen this. To be able to watch this live is, I think Miami got robbed.
Well, the ball, it never touched the ground. So look, somebody had it, but then it comes loose.
Yeah, but
and somebody, they might be out of bounds.
Yeah, like,
I think they're
so
saying number
dudes.
9. And he's fully in bounds. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who officially caught the ball, but the fact that Miami was celebrating being a 2-2 team and was about to rush the field only to get it overturned, and now you lost to an unranked team because of that. Yeah, I mean,
Yes, he's got.
okay, but look,
Dude, no,
it's loose.
No, I'm sorry.
I don't know, dude.
I don't-
If Dez look at the ball right now. They're zooming in on the ball, just
And it's
flying
just
in the
flopping
air
around.
with everybody on the ground. Troy, turn your TV on.
This is wild.
All right, so yeah, they had the whole suck for luck, which worked. But I was gonna say I'll never forget the time Jason in our league drafted him, and then later that night we're watching a game.
Early.
Yeah, like 5th or 6th round, which is early for a quarterback. And then it's breaking news: Andrew Luck retires.
No, and I remember the Colts game was on. It was
they were booing him and throwing shit, right?
and he walked out in street clothes, and yeah, they were booing him and throwing shit.
Which is fucked up. The guy retired because he had terrible neck injuries. Like,
I mean, come
you
on.
can't blame the guy
Have
for
some
wanting to
class.
live the rest of his life without, being in a wheelchair.
You don't live in Philadelphia. Come on.
Yeah, Philadelphia sucks.
Savages. That was a good one.
But yeah, I think Andrew Luck might have been the most, because I wasn't quite enough into football to appreciate Peyton Manning's really good. Like, he's going to be a
Right.
quarterback
Right.
to lead a team. But I'm watching Luck, and I'm like, this guy could be on half the NFL teams right now. Like, as a sophomore, as a junior, he could come out right now. And he did. They said I saw a stat where they went from 2-14 to 11-5 with him in his rookie
Right,
year.
right.
Like, he just turned it around.
Yeah, he's from Houston too. Texas.
Yeah, his
Texas
dad.
Kid.
His dad name Andrew?
Oliver.
Oliver. What the fuck was I thinking? Andrew?
Yeah.
Oh, that's Andrew Luck's name.
Yeah.
I was like, no, that's his son. I'm stupid.
Yeah. He was a quarterback for the Oilers, so he settled in Houston.
Very cool.
All right, Andrew Luck. That was a good one.
Thank you.
I think this is a pretty good slam dunk. Vince Young.
Yeah.
I just never. I at the time, I'd never since 2004 or 5. I was a senior in high school. First year out, 1 year out. I'd never seen. Oh, so the ruling on the field was a touchdown.
Oh, yeah. They're reviewing this right now.
Okay. All right. So yeah, Vince Young.
Vince Young, very exciting player to watch.
I will go through. I'm going to give you, like I did with Seneca Wallace, I'm going to give you stats, but then I'm going to go through and give you the awards, and then I'm going to go through the records, and
Okay.
it may be a minute. So, Vince Young at Texas from 2002 to 2005, drafted 3rd overall, 2006 draft. He was 444
What?
for 718. So 444 completions, 718 attempts. 6,040 yards, 44 touchdowns, 28 picks.
Not the best ratio.
He also had 3,100 yards rushing, 6.8 average, and 37 TDs.
That's pretty fucking good.
05 national champ, probably one of the greatest college football games ever.
That was the greatest.
Maybe next to this one.
Yeah, this one's a classic.
No Heisman. All the accolades you think about him, but he grew up in the Matt Leinart, Reggie Bush era.
Reggie Bush, yeah.
So here we go.
I was going to say, I think Bush might have won it that year.
He did. BCS National Champion 05, Maxwell Award, Manning Award, Davey O'Brien Award, First Team All-American, Big 12 Player of the Year, Offensive Freshman of the Year in 03. The Longhorns retired number 10. He's in the Rose Bowl Hall of Fame. So, let me scroll down to his list of records. and there's a couple on here I'm going to leave off because they're kind of long. Passed for 44 touchdowns, number 4 in UT history. Rose Bowl record and BCS championship record game, 467 total yards. Rose Bowl record touchdowns responsible for 5. Rose Bowl record and BCS record net rushing yards by quarterback 200. Broke his own. No touchdown. Call reversed. Miami wins.
This is such a wild game. That feels like the right call, though. Because the way the ball was bobbling, yeah, I'd be pissed off if they weren't going to let that stand.
You know what? I'm not going to read it because he just owns so many UT and BCS championship game records. It's absurd. But no Heisman for him. And we all kind of remember his NFL career. It was
That guy
hot
was
for a second, and then
he was the offensive rookie of the year, I
yeah,
believe.
he was.
But then it was like I remember he started like not doing so well, and he started getting a lot of like backlash and booing, and he was like suicidal for a while because he like never had to deal with that.
Nope.
And he was always like the big man on campus, and now he's feeling like a lot of heat. And did he go missing for a while? Like they couldn't find him for like a day or two.
Hold on. He was rookie of the year in 06, and he was 2-time Pro Bowler 06 and 09.
Wow, 3 years later, huh? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so, I mean, it started out like white hot. I mean, obviously, he was rookie of the year. You want to know his you want to know his Wonderlic?
7.
6 out of 50.
6. I was close. That's,
But,
Wow.
Hey, we didn't come here. We didn't come here to play school.
But isn't it like Ryan Fitzpatrick had like a perfect score and you're perfect?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think his is like.
He went to Harvard, so.
Well, yeah, he's very smart, and I was gonna say he talk about the ultimate dream. Like Ryan Fitzpatrick gets to like play basically 15 years, be the coolest fucking guy, and now he's in media.
Mm-hmm.
That guy's just living the dream.
So, yeah, September 9, 2008, a distraught Young left his home without a cell phone. The reasons given were that Young was upset over being booed by fans after throwing a second interception against the visiting Jacksonville Jaguars the previous day. In the sprained MCL in his left knee, suffered 4 plays after Jeff Fisher prodded him back into the game. He postponed a doctor's examination the next day. After speaking to members of Young's family, Fisher called Nashville police. After a 4-hour search, they found Young, who had agreed to meet with Fisher and police at the team's training facility. He's also got financial problems. He made $34 million in his of salary, and then he made an additional $30 million with Reebok, Campbell's, Madden, Vizio, and others. He filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in 2014.
That's fucking sad, dude.
Yeah.
Not even 10 years after getting the bulk of that money,
Yeah.
you're broke.
Yep.
You
So,
should have been set up for at least a couple generations.
He's got a couple. On September 23rd, 2011, Stephen Pittman, a registered sex offender in Maryland, was arrested on felony charges for impersonating Young. I got a buddy.
Sucks.
Remember Frank, who from back in the early days of the
I
league?
remember him as like a ghost. Yeah.
He used to look exactly like Vince Young. We used to go to the mall, and people were like double taking and like taking
Was
photos.
he a bigger guy? Like,
He wasn't. If they were smart or they knew a little bit,
but 6 foot's big enough, right?
right? He wasn't 6'4" like he was, but he
Right.
was 6'1".
Just
And
put
so,
on a UT hat, and
Bro.
walk around.
bro, I've never seen a dude turn down. And we talked about it. Turn down so many women. He was he was crawling in it, dude. Shout out
for
Frank.
him. Good
Shout
for
out
that
Frank.
guy.
So yeah, Vince Young for me.
All right, my next one was Sam Bradford, University of Oklahoma, born 5 days after me too. I found out, so we're kind of like on same par here because I put up
Same.
This guy, like I said, University of Oklahoma. Let's see, we go back all the way. He was the Big 12, first team All Big 12, the Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year. This is all in 2008, I should say. He was a consensus All-American, Quarterback of the Year, Chick Harley Award, SN Player of the Year, AP College Football Player of the Year, Sammy Ball Trophy, Davey O'Brien Trophy, and the Heisman Trophy winner. He was selected number 1 overall by the Rams. His college record was 24-7, and I saw something on here that said that apparently that year, that 2008 season, was the highest scoring offense in NCAA history, and he finished with that year with 4,464 passing yards, 48 touchdowns, and six interceptions in that 2008 season.
Strong.
I hope you don't take my last one too. This is a
And
good
he's the last rookie to get the huge signing bonuses.
one.
before
That's when they
restructured.
changed that.
Yeah.
So he probably got
50
5
million.
years, 50 to 60 million.
Yeah.
And guys in the league, I've been here like 5 years. I don't make that fucking much money.
Yeah. Yep.
Which they were right. Like
Yeah,
I agree
they're right.
with them. That's kind of bullshit.
They are right. All right. So Might not see this one coming, but Colt Brennan
From Hawaii?
from Hawaii.
That guy set some
That
fucking
dude-
records.
That dude was a fucking dog. He was
Didn't
a
one
dog.
of those Hawaiian football or quarterbacks die recently?
Yeah,
Was it him? It was him?
We'll get to that.
Oh, no.
We'll get to that. So just some accolades. He won the Sammy Ball Trophy in 06. He was 2-time third-team All-American, but coming from Hawaii, that
says a
Friggin'
lot.
amazing.
Though. Yeah. They had crazy offenses. Sorry, just to cut you off one more time, but what coach?
June Jones.
That's who it was. Yeah, that ended up going to
You think?
SMU or.
Yeah. You think I started a couple dynasties with Hawaii in my day?
There you go. That's cool. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. June Jones had like that wild offense throwing for 500 yards a game.
So get this. He had 1,115 completions on 1,584 attempts. He was a 70% passer.
That's amazing.
14,193 yards.
And
He had,
how was he?
he had 9 yards in attempt. 131 tutties, 42 picks, with 15 rushing touchdowns.
Those are the kind of numbers you put up when you're playing like on whatever
Yeah.
level on Madden
Yeah.
or NCAA.
Yeah. So he was drafted 6th round, pick 186 in the 08 draft. Fun fact, he went to Mater Day in California.
That's a factory.
He was Matt Leinert's backup until Matt Leinart graduated.
And I was gonna say 6th round. Don't you take a flyer on that guy in the 6th round? Like I'll fucking take that player.
He played for the Redskins. Oh well, no, it's factually correct. It says it.
Okay. You say hard R then when you talk about back in the day?
No,
Okay, it's factually correct.
stop, stop, stop.
You know what? I'm going home.
They want it back. A lot of the
Wait, what are you talking about right now?
not
Washington?
that- yes,
Football?
not the other one.
Okay, I was
Not
like,
the
I don't
other
think
one.
they want that
No,
back.
nobody wants that back.
Okay.
Nobody wants.
I heard that too
back.
because they're like, look, that was representation for us. Then you took away our
Yeah,
representation.
there's one more.
Which,
way.
when you look at it that way, like, God damn, they're just taking everything from these people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So yeah, and Colt Brennan, he had a look like he had not the traditional like quarterback face mask. He had like the running back face mask with the small opening, and he wore a visor back
Which is
before
a ballsy-
dark visor back before that was like a thing. I don't know. He just had, as the kids would say, he had a lot of drip. He had a lot of swag.
I thought we were going to get a Riz comment.
He probably did have Riz. So, but he was just super cool. He was really good. Didn't do much in the NFL. Didn't do much in the NFL.
Did more than I did, though.
Yeah. He's second all time in career touchdowns. He had the most 400. He had 20 400-yard games.
That's pretty insane. That's like 2 full seasons.
He once held the record for passing efficiency with 186. So yeah, I'll get to his death here, but he played for the Washington football team, Oakland Raiders, and then he finished up in Canada, and he played 1 season of arena football for the Los Angeles Kiss.
Los Angeles Kiss. What a
Shout
stupid
out.
name.
So yeah, let me get to his death. May 10th, 2021, Brennan was found unconscious in a hotel room after ingesting fentanyl.
Bro, what a
He was hospitalized in
stupid thing
Newport
to
Beach,
do.
California. He died at the age of 37. With his father's assistance, Brennan had attempted to enter a detox center hours before ingesting the fentanyl, but the hospital eventually turned him away because there was no open beds.
Well, I hope they feel like shit.
Yeah, so
What a sad story.
In the immediate
That sucks.
aftermath of his death, many released statements mourning his death. Hawaii Governor David Idge said of Brennan, he would always be remembered for his brilliance. Now he brought the island of Hawaii together. 2022 in February, a further investigation revealed that Brennan had stage 1 CTE.
I believe that.
So,
And
there
he
were-
probably didn't take that many hits in
No.
the NFL. So that was probably, sustained like in college, and it was just laying dormant.
Yep.
Yeah, that
So
sucks.
in his autopsy, they found ethanol, methamphetamines, amphetamines,
Ethanol?
and fentanyl.
Golly, that's a hell of a toxicology. All right. You ready for my last one?
Yeah.
Because this guy was a shooting star. Okay, he went to one school, put up basically no numbers, transferred, and had the greatest season of all time. You know what I'm talking about?
Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow. So
My list is older than yours.
Dude, this
was
was this is statistically though the greatest season of all time. So, like I said, he went like 10-3. I think I had overall. Overall was like 25-3, but he was 10-3 in his first year and then 15-0 in his second year. That 2019 LSU team is one of the greatest
Justin
of all
Jefferson,
team.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
It's one of the greatest teams of all time. So this is 2019. This was the year that he just became a transcendent player to me. He was first team All SEC, SEC Offensive Player of the Year, unanimous All American, Sporting News College Football Player of the Year, AP College Football Player of the Year, Lombardi Award, Manning Award, Davey O'Brien Award, Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award, Walter Camp Award, Maxwell Award, Heisman Award. He won the national championship that year, and he was the national championship game offensive MVP of that game. And so this is the same year, right? His completion percentage was 76.3 for 5,671 yards, 60 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. That is the craziest fucking. And that wasn't no disrespect, but that's not at Hawaii.
Right.
That's at LSU with the biggest
WAC.
dogs.
Yeah.
In like that's like a tier down from the worst division in football of the NFL. I mean, like the fact that he was it was scorched earth all year. I watched that game with you at your old house too. Mm-hmm. We watched the year before when Clemson won, and then that one. And while we were watching that game, and like this is a loaded team. Like we're gonna look back on this in 5 years and just see nothing but like future Hall of Famers.
Yep.
And we were right. It was such a stacked roster.
Yeah.
So shout out to him for obviously having the talent around him to succeed, but also for putting it all together.
And I always remember that scene, that picture of him in the locker room with the cigar and
such a fucking cool.
Sat back in the chair. Yeah.
Dude, Joe Burrow is such a cool dude. What happened to her?
That time of the month, huh?
That's what it looked like. That was weird. So that's my 4. I got a couple honorable mentions after.
Yeah, so do I. I'll make this one quick because I know mine ran long. Akili Smith,
Florida State? No, is that Houston or Florida State?
Oregon.
Wait. Who am I thinking?
He was a bust.
Okay, tell me about
There's
him.
a trend here
Tell me
with
about
my
him.
favorite college quarterbacks.
Yeah, this lady's covered in paint or blood. But anyways, Keely Smith, let's go.
University of Oregon, he preceded Joey Harrington. 97, 98. He's drafted 3rd overall in 99.
Oh, wow.
He was he only attempted 571 passes in college. 5,148 yards, 56% passer.
These are his college numbers?
Yeah,
and he was 3rd overall?
I mean, you might look at those and say you could have seen it coming. 45 touchdowns, 15 interceptions. You want to know his he was an all-time bust. You want to know his pro stats?
Are they better than they can't be better than his
215 for 461, 46% completion percentage, 2,200 yards, 5 touchdowns, 13 picks.
Oof. How long was he in the league though? Like 3 or 4 years? So I was gonna say he's probably back up for
longer. He was 4 years with Cincinnati, and after Cincinnati, he played from 99 to 02.
Oh, since he drafted him.
He didn't play another down, but he was Brett Favre's backup in 03, and then he got picked up again in 05 by the Bucks, and then later in 05 he played NFL Europe for the Frankfurt Galaxy, and then he finished in Canada. But fun fact, history repeating itself, his son, Akili Smith Jr., is a top quarterback recruit in the 2025 class and is committed to play at Oregon.
Oh, that's cool. It's cool he's going to where his dad was.
Yeah.
Both Joey Harrington would have been a cool pick because I remember did he win the Heisman that year?
Yeah.
Because I remember like the push. They had like, what is that in Times Square? There was like billboards everywhere.
Joey Harrington. And that was like Joey Harrington's era was what really kicked off Oregon being Oregon now with the crazy jerseys and the hype and
that's when they became relevant.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And really Akili Smith before that. And the only reason I know about it because I was obviously a huge sports nerd as a kid, and his rookie card was huge. I remember trading, I forget, it may have been a Peyton, not a rookie, but it was a Peyton Manning. I don't know. I remember giving up a lot in history class for an Akili Smith rookie.
You got fucking
I got
robbed. That guy you traded with lives in Malibu.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it was a Peyton Manning rookie, but it was like a second-year card. But I remember in history class, Coach Peters' class, I made that trade, and I regret it to this day. Not that I have thought about it or anything. So yeah, we'll crank through.
I'll go honorable mention first, and you brought him up, Matt Leinart. Matt Leinart was a 3-time first-team All Pac-10. He was a 2-time Pac-10 Offensive Player of the Year, first-team All-American, consensus All-American, 2-time Quarterback of the Year, a 2-time Archie Griffin Award winner. He won the Manning Award, the Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award, the Walter Camp Award. He won a Heisman and 2 national championships. I think I had his career record here. It was also pretty crazy. Like, God damn it. Oh, he was 37-2 at USC. That was just a straight dynasty in those years. And he was drafted 10th overall. That's all I got.
Nice. All right. I got 2. Graham Harrell, Texas Tech.
Dude, when I looked up a list of just like top quarterbacks since 2000, Graham Harrell came up, and I was so excited. Yeah. That's really cool.
Yeah. And he was in Ennis. He's from Ennis.
Right.
He graduated with me. I watched him dominate Red Oak for like 3 years.
I went to a game one year when he was playing us, and it was like 63-3.
Yeah, that was when they.
That's when they were competing for championships every year.
Yeah. So he held the single season Texas State record for passing yards, 4,800 in 13 games. And then the next 2 that have broken it set it over 16 game seasons. So he had just as many yards in like 13 games, and the only reason these other guys broke it because they played 3 more games.
If you would have given him 3 more games, it's probably another 1,000 yards.
Career passing yards, 12,500 from 2000 to 2003, and it was broken by Garrett Gilbert, who broke his single season record, but again did it in more games. Single season touchdown passes, he threw for 67 in 2003.
In 1 year, 67.
In 1 year, yeah,
Golly.
yeah, and that was high school. His college stats, 2005, 2008 at Texas Tech, he really was just next in line for the quarterbacks at Texas Tech.
Those old Texas Tech teams were so fun.
I mean, it was Mike Leach.
We're putting up 50 a game.
We may give up 56, but we're putting up 50.
Exactly. We're going to put up 63 and only give up 58.
He went undrafted in 09, but he played 45 games at Texas Tech. He completed 1,400 balls, 69% passer, 15,793 yards, 134 touchdowns, and 34 interceptions.
Pretty fucking good.
He went undrafted. He went on to play
Green Bay, wasn't
Green Bay for a little bit, and then
I thought Jets, he was there for a while.
2 years, and then Jets for 1 year. He came home for a little bit, and he was the North Texas offensive coordinator. Oh, the wife bringing in cookies.
I think she wants to give them to you.
No, I think these are for us.
Well, I can't really taste anything because my
sit them over there.
nose is so
Please.
up.
So yeah, he was just a stud. Did you have one more?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nobody said Mike Vick,
Yeah.
which is kind of crazy. He's like the most electrifying college player.
Yeah.
Okay, but my last one, this one's near to my heart. Eric Crouch, former quarterback of the Nebraska Cornhuskers, back when I was a big Nebraska Cornhusker fan. So let's see, he was part of the 97 championship team, national championship team, 97. He won in 2001 is going to be when most of these awards happened. He won the Heisman, the Walter Camp, the Davey O'Brien, some SN Player of the Year. He was a first-team All-American. He was a 2-time Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year and a 2-time first-team All-Big 12 and a second-team All-Big 12. And Nebraska retired his number 7 jersey. I'm not going to go on this. Again, wasn't a great player in the pros. I don't even know if he got fucking drafted. But he ended up playing in the Canadian League and the United Football League for a while. Okay. He played wide receiver, quarterback, and then he converted to safety.
Nice.
And random, he has the same birthday as my little sister.
No, not sure.
Scorpio. Shout out. Me too. With Scorpio. Oh, he was drafted. He was drafted in the 3rd round, 95th overall. By the looks like the St. Louis Rams.
Wow.
Played them for 1 year.
I don't remember that.
He played for Green Bay for 2 years, Kansas City for a year, and then he went overseas to Hamburg, Toronto, Team Texas, and then the Ohio Nighthawks.
That's got to be Arena.
Yeah, that was his last year, 2011. But
okay, I didn't know
that was probably like when I was first getting into
stud.
football, like late 90s. Like I'm watching Nebraska and he said like Miami and Virginia Tech. So that's just kind of like when I came of age in college football. It was like late 90s. So And then we got the dynasty of USC after that, so that was fun to watch.
Yeah, I remember Eric Crouch. I remember like college football, like 97 or 98. He was like the Mike Vick of like Madden 04.
Yeah,
like,
he was roll out like they'd run a triple option and you'd have to cover it because if he kept the ball, he'd fucking score.
Going. So my last one is kind of near and dear to my heart, and it's a sad story of what could have been. Trayvon Boykin for TCU. He was there from 2012 to 2015. He went undrafted in 2016. He played 48 games at TCU. 61% passer, 10,727 yards. Oh my God, stroke. 10,727 yards, 86 touchdowns, 37 picks. He also added 2,000 yards on the ground with 27 touchdowns. He was undrafted by Seattle. He actually got in the game. The dude was just he was just good. He was exciting to watch. He was so good, in fact, that I remember watching one game and he juked a defender so bad, and he was like on their sideline that the coach was like, he dapped him up and like patted him on the butt, like, what are we gonna do with that? So yeah, he was really good. Couple things to highlight. So he was arrested in 2015, 2 days before the 2016 Alamo Bowl, which was going to be his final college game. He was at a bar. He threw a punch, which hit a patrol officer, and he was charged with assaulting a public servant. That was a third-degree felony. And then 2017, he was arrested in Dallas for misdemeanor charges of possession of marijuana and public intox.
Kind of like his own worst enemy.
Yeah. In 2018, he broke a girlfriend's jaw.
Oh, okay. We can't do that.
He eventually spent 3 years in prison, and now he is playing in Mexico. He's playing for the
I didn't know they had that.
Galagos de Tijuana in the Liga de Football Americana Professional.
You think when he was in locked up, they had like a longest yard situation?
So he was a quarterback.
He fucking all-timer.
Bro, he was really good. And then he got into one game for the Seahawks and actually, showed some promise. He was 13 of 18 for 144 yards.
He just sounds like a shithead, making shithead decisions.
He couldn't get right. It seemed like he was more concerned about being disrespected or, keeping his cred, and he just couldn't get it right. And he had all the talent in the world. He was electric. He was
like you said,
fun to
a
watch.
lot of potential, but not enough like common sense.
Fucking thud head.
Fucking doo-doo head. All right, talking Cowboys?
Do you want to? I don't know if I want to.
Well, we won. I don't think we would have won if we played a better team.
Yeah. Okay.
We can just go over the high points. Like,
yeah, I'll say this: I was not in a great mood last night after the game. I just don't think we're a good football team right now. I just don't think we're good.
I think we're good enough though to maybe win the division.
Nope.
The Giants aren't. The Eagles aren't as good.
Nah, I don't.
Washington is a year away. Because that's what we were talking about at work, and I was like, if we were in a better division, we're not going to make the playoffs, but this is a down division this year, so I wouldn't rule us out. Like, we could go 9-8 and win this division. Do you think the Eagles are going to be? Mm-hmm. They'll be better than us. Mm-hmm. See, I think Jalen Hurts is dog doo doo.
I never want to, and I told you last night I'm gonna go to sleep and I'll wake up more like clear headed and rational about it. Never going to bash a divisional win on the road. Yeah, win's a win. They're hard to come by in the NFL. There's just a lot wrong. There's a lot wrong. I think you're gonna I think we're gonna have to take our lumps with Guyton, and this is the choice we made by not re-signing Tyron. When we made him our guy, you committed to taking some lumps. And I think McCarthy...
Well, that's just growing pains, though.
I totally agree. And I think McCarthy could do more to help him out. Like on that holding call, it was like a third down holding call. He could have helped him out by running the ball. It was like 3rd and 1, and they decided to pass. Got a holding call. It was 3rd and 11 after that. Could have helped him out that way. I don't think our linebackers are very good outside of Overshown.
Overshown, dude.
Leofau.
Love that guy.
I'm not sure he's good at football. We can't tackle. We had Singletary stopped in the backfield. 6, Donovan Wilson had him in the background, dead to rights, missed a tackle. Leofau took a horrible angle, and he squirted past him and got a first down. We don't tackle. We're without Bland. And you see when we are missing our 5th-round rookie how much we struggle in the secondary. Hooker is a liability in the safety. Now, some positives. I think you saw Mozzie Smith play his best game as a Cowboy, and not just saying that he was good for Mozzie standards. He was good. He was disruptive. Finally.
Yeah, we need that. That draft class needs to step up.
I don't think we have a pass catcher. We don't have a second option outside of 88. I think Cooks. I think he's cooked.
Our second best option is Jake Ferguson.
Yeah, and that's.
But that's a safety valve. That's like
to me, that's a problem.
Yeah, because he's not stretching the field.
But this.
But if they we talked about that, make a trade. They could make a trade and get somebody's 3rd or 4th receiver that would probably be our second receiver.
I don't think they will, though. I think Jerry's happy with this.
That's stupid.
But if this season, if we get to the end of it and it doesn't go the way we want it to, this season was lost in March.
Yeah, by the front office.
The season was lost in March because good teams don't wait an hour before game 1 to sign their quarterback.
That's so
crazy. They knew they were going to sign in March.
They knew all along they were going to sign Dak and CD. They just let the market reset and go up every time.
Because, and Jerry had a fucking quote. It was like, nobody's fucking better at this job than me. And that's it personified. He tries to win every deal. He tries to be the smartest man in the room. And Jerry, it hasn't worked out for you, Bubba.
In almost 30 years.
It hasn't worked out for you taking that approach. If you sign CD and Dak in March, you still have the same 20 to 25 million we have now, and that allows you to approach the offseason completely different. I just don't
understand. If you know you're going to sign those guys, wouldn't you want to do it as soon as possible?
You would. You do. Good teams do.
Yeah, because
and sometimes you get it wrong, like New York.
Well,
New York knew
Daniel Jones,
and they paid him, but they did it the way they were supposed to. Now they're paying for it, but when you know, and we knew they were going to sign Dak all along. And
CD's a top 3 receiver. We weren't going to let him walk.
Now we're going to pay for it. Now we're paying for
it. That's what pisses me off the most is the fact that the front office waits. I feel like they like to, look, we talked about it all off season. We were in every headline. It's like, yeah, but that's not the point. I'd rather be the most boring team with a comparable front office.
Yeah, and we knew defensive tackle was going to be an issue, and we signed dudes that were good 5 years ago, and you all knew that. We all knew that. We can all take a look and see, and now we're paying for it.
Well, I mean, I love the draft. I feel like looking ahead of the draft, we have a lot of holes. We could use wide receiver, running back, linebacker, defensive tackle.
Corner,
I feel better about than all those other positions. If you got 2 rock hard guys, rock steady guys, and then your third option's Jordan Lewis. You just drafted the guy at the Wake Forest. Who was our backup nickel that came in and sealed the game for us? Akwamu. I mean, I'm not saying he's going to be a starter, but he did kind of save that fucking game for us at the end. So, but all those things, and yes, I would take a quarter, but I would put him at 5th or 6th on the list. What I'm saying is we have a lot to work to do in the draft.
And we will have compensatory picks because we lost a lot of guys. But
I wanted to see how many we had. You said we had a lot.
But you know what? Las Vegas sucks. Devontae Adams is not happy. Go spend a 4th.
You think you get Devontae Adams for a 4th?
What did Cleveland get Amari for?
Those are 2 different players, though. He's way better than Cooper. And plus, his contract's got to be insane. I don't know. I like what you said about maybe Keenan Allen.
Yeah,
I think you get him.
Go get DJ Moore.
I don't think you get him for a 4th either because he's only 26.
4th and a 6th. Make it happen.
To me, that's ridiculous. I would love that. Yeah, but
we see those deals all the time.
If I'm Chicago, I know that's what's crazy to me is you'll see these deals and you're like, that guy, you got when McCaffrey got traded for a 2nd, a 3rd, a next year's 5th, and I'm like, that's all it took to get Christian McCaffrey.
It happens all the time. But you don't know, and if
but
you don't try.
I agree with you. Call somebody up. Because if we could use a 2nd receiver, absolutely. Because I love Brandon Cooks, but
he's done, dude.
His
fall off needs to be studied. Because last year he still had his wheels, and they're gone.
4 games into this season,
They're
and
gone.
I'm looking at him like, okay, who else can we play?
But you know what?
Jalen Tolbert's not bad.
You know what? McCarthy doesn't help out. McCarthy is running the same offense he did 15 years ago when he won a Super Bowl.
Because he probably says
It's
that it
done.
works.
Dude. It doesn't. Not in today's NFL.
Well, I know,
does it?
but that's his justification.
That's
Is
his
I won a Super Bowl
justification,
running this team, running this offense.
But it's not 50
But that's 15 years
Dude,
ago.
and we will hook, come back and curl you to death. If I see one more fucking curl route and comeback route, I'm gonna fucking lose my mind. That's all we do. We run curls and curls and comebacks. And and I'm done seeing CD in the backfield. I'm done seeing a jet sweep. It's not fooling anybody.
Yeah, those were all like blown up really quickly.
And granted, he up until last game, he was our leading rusher. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, that's sad.
It just I just didn't feel good after the win. I didn't feel any better last night than I did after the last 2 weeks. I didn't feel any better.
I didn't either, because that's what Claire was like. Well, did we win? I said we won, but if we had played a comparable team, we'd lose that game
if we
every
played
week.
a better quarterback, not even if we just played if they had better quarterback play, we would have lost.
We would have lost to Washington in that game.
Yeah,
with the rookie quarterback.
Yeah,
I'm saying.
We're gonna make Justin Fields look like fucking Joe Montana.
No, we're gonna win that game.
No, we're not.
Yeah, we are.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just.
Well, I got one stat that I saw today that's going to make you feel better. This is Cowboys rookie center Cooper Beebe allowed 0 pressures for the second time in his first 4 games. Beebe has allowed just 3 pressures on 165 pass block snaps. That's a pressure rate of 1.8%. He's given up a pressure.
Yep,
that's pretty fucking good.
Yeah, and he had to deal with old boy in the middle for the Giants.
Dexter Lawrence,
dude, stud.
Like 350 pounds.
He's got like 4 sacks this year.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So he was gobbling up that guy. That didn't sound right, but you know what I mean. Like taking that block on and not allowing a pressure.
Now, granted, that's where McCarthy gave the help on the line was to Beebe. Because did you see his double team rates, Dexter Lawrence's? He was double teamed a lot.
We got to.
Now, to me.
That guy's, Thibodeau's pretty good too, though.
Yeah. To me, you need to roll that. Should beat the shit out of you, dude. Okay. To me, you need to start
a thigh lock.
You need to start rolling some help to Guyton because it's apparent. Like, and it's not getting easier for him. Who do you face? Miles Garrett.
Oh, it's a gauntlet he's gone through.
Miles Garrett,
Cameron Jordan,
and then the Ravens were whatever, and then he had Thibodeau
this
and
past week.
And Brian Banks.
And they'll probably move over T.J. Watt.
T.J. Watt's going to eat him
Brian
up.
Burns.
Brian Burns, sorry. Brian Banks. Yeah, Brian Burns.
Oh, dude, Brian Banks got done dirty.
I know.
That's a sad story.
But it's not going to get any easier. So I think, there's things that McCarthy can do to help him out.
And we're about to reach that stretch in the schedule where it is a rough stretch.
Think about the way we've played. Do you see any wins?
Steelers and Falcons.
Steelers, Detroit,
49ers, Eagles.
I do.
Falcons and Houston. Those next 6 games. I was like, dude, if we go 2-4, we did okay.
I don't feel good about it, man.
I don't either. And it's crazy because before the season started, we're like 12-5, 11-6, maybe.
So dumb.
And now I'm like, maybe we go 7-10.
Yeah. Yeah.
But again, if that happens, I'm okay with that because blow the team up, get a new coach, get a top 15 pick.
I don't think we can blow this up. Not with that.
Well, no, I meant the coaching. You'll get a better pick.
Yeah, I'm done.
You're gonna be tied to Dak, Lamb, and Parsons, but that's a good core 3.
Yeah.
But we have 6 holes we need to fill in next year's roster.
Yeah,
and they're not just little positions. We need a new receiver. We need a running game. We need to stop the run. We need linebackers that can tackle. We need DTs that can stuff a line. Is a lot. It's a lot.
I'm listening to a lot of podcasts now, and one of them is the One Star podcast with KT.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you know, but he's a Green Bay Packers fan. That's who he supports. He's always supported. And so it's good because he's given over the last 5 years, he's given a lot of insight into McCarthy because he watched him for however many years in Green Bay. And he says this reminds him of the end of his time in Green Bay. The snippiness with the reporters after the last 2 losses, the play calling, how everything's kind of laying out. He's like, this reminds me a lot of how it ended in Green Bay.
I mean, he lied to get the job. So from day one, he was fucking lying to us about his credentials and not so much accomplishments, but
what he's done to prepare. I've been in the barn watching.
Yeah,
film.
that's what he said. I was in a barn for a year and I watched nothing but film. Then it's like, that was a fucking lie because this is the same offense you ran 15 years ago. You didn't reinvent shit.
Yeah, and we're not doing any of the stuff that good offensive.
I feel like
do.
we've been talking about this for 5 years since we started this, but the Cowboys front office is just a fucking tuber on this franchise.
Yeah, see,
That's really what it comes down to because a comparable front office would be like, look, I'm firing the coach.
I'm firing the GM.
I'm firing the GM. We're going to do a whole rehaul of the front office. We're going to take our core. We got 7 guys that we can build around. We got 3 on offense and 4 on defense or whatever it is. Everything else is expendable. Everyone else is expendable. Everyone's open for trade except for these whatever guys. Less than 10 guys, that's our guys. That's what we're going to build around for the next 5 to 10 years. That's what they had to do, but it's not going to happen. The Jones family is just going to keep this going.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
it sucks because I had hopes after – like last year before the Green Bay game, I was like, Claire, if we win the Super Bowl, I'm like talking stupid. And of course, we don't even make it out of the first round. And now I'm looking at this like, all right, well, we brought a lot of guys back. We got some holes, but now I'm like, okay, so if we can get a top 15 pick.
Hey, if this is shaping up, I know it'd be dumb. I know everybody's got their opinions on first round running backs. Ashton Genty.
That's going
to be about the range, about 14 to 18.
I'm down.
Dude, he's so good.
I don't undervalue the running back position. I just think it's stupid to draft in the top 5 and then give him a mega second contract. If you could get a guy for 4 years, a 5th-year option, I know it sounds bad, but use him up as much as you can and then let him go.
I was talking to some dudes, and this is where I can be like, I don't know, like the dudes at work know so much more about me, more than me about work, about IT and all that.
Yeah.
And then they talk football, and I'm like,
crack your knuckles.
And they were talking about Zeke, like, while they brought him back. I was like, yeah. I was like, it's dumb. I was like, shouldn't have brought him back. Shouldn't have gave him the contract that they did. I was like, the way you treat running backs in modern NFL is you draft one, you use him up, as bad as that sounds. You run him into the ground for 4 years, and then you start over.
Exactly.
And
we talked about this. It's a cycle. 4, and then use a 3rd or whatever round pick, a 2nd, 3rd, 4th round pick, use them up, get rid of them, bring another one in. There's no running backs besides like Christian McCaffrey, peak Derrick Henry, but like these guys are going to be in the Hall of Fame one day, and they didn't have a drop off like Zeke. Zeke got paid. Okay, so if you look at his seasons from his rookie season, every year he's got statistically worse. But he had a high peak, right? That high rookie season, but every year
he won 2 rushing titles.
That's what I'm saying. His first 2 years were fantastic.
Yeah.
He did, but he had no leverage to get that contract, and he still got that's.
Well, Jerry falls in love with certain guys.
Yeah, he does.
And,
he thought he was marketable.
Yeah.
What happened was he thought he had a new trio.
Yeah.
He had his new trio, and he was going to just cultivate those guys and market them. He was going to market them and do whatever it takes and just make more money. Anyways, frustrated Cowboys fans a day after a win.
Win that felt
I
like a loss
do
somehow.
think we'll win against the Steelers just because the Steelers' offense is so bad. But we got Brandon Aubrey, so if we can cross the 40-yard line,
you hear that? You hear what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
We've got a
is
kicker.
It's going to be like a 15-10 win. You know what I mean?
I don't think so, because I think you're looking at a game without Micah. I think you're looking at a game without Tank.
Okay, but they don't have an offense, dude.
We don't have a defense.
That's why it's going to come down to field goals. No, it's going to come down to field goals. Brandon Aubrey's going to make 5 field goals.
Jesus.
Pittsburgh's going to score 1 touchdown and 1 field goal, maybe even 2 field goals, but it's going to be like under 30 for combined points, like in that game. Like, it's going to be an ugly game. But what I'm saying is that might be the one win in the next month that we get, because after that, we play the teams only get better from there.
Yeah. Detroit, San Francisco. It's going to be bad.
Philly, Houston. And the only other win that I could see in there is Atlanta. But even
Carolina.
Atlanta.
We got Carolina, too.
Okay, so that's a win.
I don't know. Red Rifles.
Red Rifles. I'm surprised he didn't make your list. Another TCU guy, like honorable mention.
Yeah.
It's a great nickname. Yeah, I feel bad for Bryce Young because they were like, he took the same team Andy Dalton did and put up like 38 or something. Yeah. And then you see Bryce Young after the game, like high-fiving him. I'm like, dude, he's a good guy.
He's a high character guy.
Because anyone else, first overall pick, would have been like, this is my fucking team. You can't take that team from me and just throw a hissy fit. He literally stayed after the game and gave his teammates high fives.
Kind of like Caleb Williams when they played Houston. Did you see all that?
I saw.
When C.J. Stroud, after the game, they like huddled and talked like they do. And then after the game, they asked Caleb Williams about it, and he's like, yeah, he's trying to give me advice. What do I need advice from him from? I don't know. Maybe because he took his team to the playoffs as a rookie. He's on the way up. He's better than you.
That's
Dude,
a very dickhead thing to say.
I told you, coming out, he's a mental midget. He's not strong enough mentally to play. I don't care about the fingernails and all that. He went and cried to his mom after a loss to fucking Cal or fucking Oregon State or whoever bullshit Pac-10 team he played and he lost against.
Well,
he's a mental midget.
we're both on the record of saying that guy's going to be a bust.
I want to go on the record. I think I've said it to you before. I think when it's all said and done, Spencer Rattler is going to be the best quarterback in this class.
Yeah. I just think it was a bad quarterback class.
Yeah.
But if you're Chicago and you're like, I really thought they were going to keep Fields around for just a little bit longer. They could have traded that number 1 pick, even for a number 1 pick next year.
They could have got him some fucking help on the offensive line because as you see with Caleb Williams, same shit, different quarterback.
And my buddy's that Chicago fan, and when they had that 10th overall pick, I was like, oh, I can't remember his name. It's something African as fuck. There's a left tackle out of Penn State right now that's an All-American, and the Jets picked him like 3 picks later because the Bears took another receiver.
Rome Odunze.
Yeah, after they traded for Keenan Allen and signed DJ Moore, they got Cole Kmet. I was like, I'm a big thing of the ball can only go to so many people. You know, I would rather protect my first-round quarterback.
Yeah, and Justin Fields doing what he's doing in Pittsburgh, and the rest is history.
Anyways, 7 wins. I think we go 7-10.
I think we go 6-11.
Our new update. We went from winning the East to 3 to 4 games under 500, top 15 pick. If that happens, dude, because I have no hopes for this team already. So I'm already thinking like, all right, I'm such a fucking loser. I'm gonna be back next year. Let's start talking draft.
Yeah, I'm
as
down.
soon as we can. We will find some guys. We'll find like a day 3 wide receiver that out of
Jacksonville State.
I was actually going to say Jacksonville State. Just some random school that you're like, watch out for this guy. So I'm okay. I'm not a diehard like a dumb enough person to think that we were going to win the Super Bowl to where my heart now hurts. But I'm like, after watching, we have too much work to do to even be considered a divisional favorite.
Well, and we've had 30 years of history to prove that it's not going to be that way. Last thing, and we'll move on and get out of here. But I thought Dak played well yesterday. I thought he played well. I thought
he was efficient. I'd like to see more passes down the field, though.
And that's
we gave him so much money. Throw the fucking ball 40 yards. And it's not his fault.
I mean, Jeff Kavanaugh made a good point today. He was like, there was a certain time, and because they were talking about, I guess Wade Phillips and then Garrett a little bit, but they were like, there was a point in Romo's career where he was just like hearing what came in. He was like, fuck it, here, you're running here, and I think maybe we're approaching that point with Dak.
If the offense is still stagnant like week 8. Fuck McCarthy. If we know he's going to be fired because he's on the hot seat already. Yeah. 3 seasons winning 12 in a row, but you haven't done shit in the playoffs, which we know is a big issue for us. If he doesn't make the playoffs this year, immediate fire. And if it's trending that way around like week 8 or 9, just let Dak run the fucking offense. Let's just see what we can do.
Yeah, they're not going to get rid of him midseason because they just don't do that. Last time they did that was Wade Phillips.
Well, that team quit on them.
Yeah.
That was after that Green Bay game where you were like, you got to do something about this because that team does not give a shit
and
anymore.
I don't think they're going to do that.
Well, if they did, they got Mike Zimmer there that could take over.
Jesus Christ.
Well, I'm just saying head coaching experience.
Yeah. They would never do it. I'd rather hand the reins over to Al Harris.
Me too. But Al Harris is fucking G.
But
we can start talking
Zimmer's
about like
done.
potential head coaching or new DC OC.
Let's go get the offensive coordinator out of Detroit. I think his name is Ben Johnson.
Okay, is that the little black guy?
No, that's fuck.
I just remember Hard Knocks. They had one guy that looked like he was only like 5'8".
That was Aaron Glenn.
Oh,
no, I just want somebody out of the Shanahan tree.
I like
Kyle
that.
Shanahan tree.
Yeah, I would like that.
The last 2 weeks, not Daboll, but the 2 weeks before that, and I think those head coaches and play callers were Shanahan guys.
And that seems to be a very successful tree.
And that's who we struggle against, the Shanahan guys. So just give me anybody out of Shanahan's tree.
Yeah, give me a next generation, like, creative kind of guy.
They won't do that.
Not a dinosaur.
They won't do that. They won't do that. Belichick is fucking itching to get in here. He is.
Well, Belichick would be a placeholder, and if he were enough to bring in like a young mind to like, no, you don't think so?
He wants it all.
Okay,
He
well
wants
then
it
that's
all.
the problem because Jerry wants it all. You can't have these two guys in the same room
Well,
together.
that's what they said about Parcells, but they made that work.
Yeah,
Dude, I'm telling
for
you.
3 years though.
I'm telling you, Belichick wants in so bad. Like, he's going out of his way to praise the Cowboys, praise Jerry Jones. If you ever hear him do media, nothing but good things about the Cowboys. He wants it so bad.
I'll be down.
And him and Jerry said, like, I regret not hiring him after he was in Cleveland, I think, before he went to New England.
Yeah.
He had a chance. He interviewed.
Well, that was when we were in the middle of like the graveyard of head coaches.
5-11 years.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Dave Campo, all those guys.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, that was a fucking mistake.
Yeah, he wants it bad, but yeah, I don't know, man. We got 10 days off, so rest up.
Still going to be without our
Parsons,
two edges.
Yeah, I just don't see it. I don't see it going well. I'm gonna be real quick about what I'm watching and what I'm listening to.
Yeah, me too.
I'm watching football. That's
Okay.
about it.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
listening to podcasts.
Say you're listening to podcasts again.
Yeah, I'm listening to Cowboys podcast. I'm listening to fantasy football podcast. So yeah, that's really it. I need to catch up on Big Brother.
You still haven't. There's like some stuff I want to talk about, but
You
I
can't.
can't give it away.
Can't.
It's a great season.
No.
It might be an all timer.
I pick up little things from BB Reddit. Shout out to them. They do a great job on spoiler control on Reddit.
Yeah,
Like,
they'll put the tag on there of
Dude,
spoilers, so you
so
just
great.
know not to look.
so great.
But it really is. It might be my favorite season of all time.
That's saying something.
Yeah. Let's see. I don't want to have to read a whole lot. Especially since you're leaving. Oh yeah, cookie. Damn, that was I did not sum up well at all. Okay. The first one's called The Fourth Turning Is Here by Neil Howe. It's about the
Not getting any less confusing.
no, dude. It was interesting, but so I'll just start with I'll just read the whole fucking thing. The visionary behind the best-selling phenomenon, The Fourth Turning, looks once again at America's past to predict our future in the startling and hopeful prophecy of how our present era of civil unrest will resolve over the next 10 years and what our lives will look like once it has. 25 years ago, Neil Howe and the late William Strauss dazzled the world with the provocative new theory of American history. Looking back at the last 500 years, they uncovered a distinct pattern. Modern history moves in cycles, each one lasting roughly 80 to 100 years, the length of a long human life. With each cycle composes 4 eras or turnings that always arrive in the same order and each last about 20 years. The last of these eras, the fourth turning, was always the most perilous, a period of civil upheaval and national mobilization as traumatic and transformative as the New Deal and World War II, the Civil War, or the American Revolution. So there's always a big event in each turning, is what they're saying. Now, right on schedule, our own fourth turning has arrived. And so Neil Howe has returned with an extraordinary new prediction of what he'll see, what we see all around us, the polarization and growing threat of civil conflict and global war will culminate by the early 2030s in a climax that poses great danger and yet also holds great promise, perhaps even bringing on America's next golden age. Every generation alive today will play a vital role in determining how the crisis is resolved. I had to skip a page. Where am I? Okay, that's pretty much it.
Can I break in?
Yeah,
Did you finish it?
yeah.
Can you spoil it? Like, what's going to be the big event? What's the fourth turning?
I mean, they're talking
Civil War?
about Civil War,
Cool.
basically like autocracy. Pretty much, the 430 is going to be something terrible, and it's up to the current generation of like the millennials to prevent it, or not prevent it, but just kind of like resolve it of whatever they can. But I mean, they're talking about climate change being a major factor. But yeah, he predicts it to be like basically reach its peak by like 2032, and I'm like, okay, so 8 more years of this shit before we can really get to the resolution period. The second
You think
one,
they have that one in like Cliff Notes version? Maybe an abridged version.
I would hope so. It was very interesting because he ties it all back to history. I mean, it goes back to like he's talking about history from like the 1500s, and how these generations like resolved issues, or I don't know. It was a lot, and he went back and forth, but then he would have chapters strictly on like the GI generation, the silent generation, the boomers, Gen X, Gen Y, Gen Z, you know, and then the next generation, which they were called something else, but I heard they were called like Alpha. I don't know. But he just kind of talked about like each kind of turmoil or that went into every generation. And okay, next one. It's called The Traitor and the Spy by Ben McIntyre. Unfolding the delicious three-way gamesmanship between America, Britain, and the Soviet Union, and culminating in a gripping cinematic beat-by-beat of his Gordovsky's, this one spy, the Soviet spy that defected. It's a spy story, but it's based on a true story. It's Gordovsky's nail-biting escape from Moscow in 1985. Ben McIntyre, latest, maybe his best yet. Like the greatest novels of John LeClaire, perhaps it brings readers deep into a world of treachery and betrayal where the lines bleed between the personal and the professional, and one man's hatred of communism had the power to change the future of nations. So it's a story of
shout out John LeClaire.
Yeah, great spy novelist. But it's a story about spies from America, Britain, and the Soviet Union, and intertwining stories. It had that one about Aldrich Ames, the CIA operative. That was like the biggest fucking mole in the history of any, secret intelligence and spying. He was such a fucking idiot too. That's what they said. Like, that guy should have never reached the level he was. And then he was like, he basically had this hot Colombian wife that wanted like everything. And he's like, well, I'm a broke middle-aged guy, so let me just sell secrets to the Soviets so I can impress this girl and I can get all this money. And he just did it all basically for pussy and money. He basically sold out his country. Okay, the last one I started today, it's Chuck Palahniuk, the guy that wrote like Fight Club, Choke, Lullaby. It's called Survivor, and it's a weird book. I read it a long time ago, like 15 years ago, or maybe even closer to 20 when we were still in high school. It's the main guy. The main character's named Tinder Branson, and he's telling his life story. So he, I guess I'll just read this. Tinder Branson, the last surviving member of a so-called Creedish death cult, is dictating his life story into a flight recorder of Flight 2039. Cruising on autopilot at 39,000 feet somewhere over the Pacific Ocean, he is all alone in this airplane, which will crash shortly into the vast Australian outback. But before it does, he will unfold the tale of his journey from an obedient Creedish child and humble domestic servant to an ultra-buffed, steroid and collagen-packed media messiah. So he's just telling this whole story. It's a crazy story that he was in a death cult. He didn't die. He survived. And I'm at the point now where he's kind of in this phase of basically getting everybody to kill themselves through a hotline. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Jesus.
The only things I'm watching, I watched that show Tires with Shane Gillis. I watched Rebel Ridge on Netflix, which is
that was really good.
Which is basically Black Rambo.
Yeah,
that was
really good.
And tonight, if I have time, I might not. We're gonna watch. Or I'm gonna start Mr. McMahon, all on Netflix.
Fun fact: was it Rebel Ridge?
Yeah.
They originally had John Boyega, the dude from Star Wars, Finn from Star Wars.
Oh,
he was originally cast in that role, and then I think they said they were shooting it in like Louisiana. Yeah. He was like, "Fuck it, it's too hot, and there's mosquitoes." Fucking left the set.
Well, he's like British too, right? He probably never even dealt with like humidity and shit like that. And
then they brought the dude.
I could not predict or foresee Finn from Star Wars because this is a bad motherfucker. Like in this movie, he's
it's like a Blackborn.
Yeah, so they call it McMAP was the acronym. That's like, what was it? Marine Corps Martial Arts Program. And he was a trainer in that because they were like, because they're like one scene they're looking up his record. They're like, says here he's a Marine, but he never served. You know, he's probably just one of those guys that stayed on like a base. They're like, he's a little, okay, I can deal with this. And they're like, so the whole scene, like they're having to reboot their whatever their, however you get your internet, your rotor, because they're like, he's probably it says he's a McMap. He's probably like a. What's it called? Like a linguistics or something, like where you deal with maps. Logistics. Yeah. They're like, he's probably like a guy that did maps. Like, what a pussy. And then they get their computer back and they're like, says here he's a bastard and all this. And they go, look, they got pictures. And it's him just like beating dudes and like breaking arms. They're like, hey, sheriff, you might want to step away from this guy. So it was good. It was better than I thought. And I already knew it was going to be good. And it was better than I expected.
Yeah, I mean, that's right up my alley. I mean,
it was really good. You would like it.
Yeah. Yep.
Highly recommend.
All right. Dude, it was a good one.
What's the time?
You don't want to know.
2.5 hours.
2:09.
That's not too bad.
Not too bad. I don't know who listens to these things.
I do. I'm gonna listen on Monday.
That makes two of us. All right. For Matt,
And I'm Andrew.
we're out.